Rising, everybody, and welcome back to Coffee Talk with me, Karen B. Today is Moonday, December 23rd, 2024, and the moon is waning, 40% or something like that. What did it say? 43%. I just saw a text from Crum. That's funny. Okay. Yes, it's another fine day on this glorious flat earth upon which we live. Isn't it? Isn't everything just peachy keen and dandy? Hello, everybody. Let me say hi real quick before I start flapping my gums. Oh, hello to anybody watching on Rockfin. I don't see any chatters yet. Also, Rumble and X. I am streaming to X because I coughed up $50 for a membership or whatever subscription for a year, so I could stream there again, because they don't let you stream there unless you're paying for the blue check mark or have a blue check mark or whatever. And now everybody wants to give me shit. They're like, I can't believe you pay to use this platform. Like, what the? Why does anybody give a shit what I spend my money on? I don't go around and be like, I can't believe you pay to do that. You spend your money on whatever you want to spend your money on. And I can't believe people think it's even an insult. You know, like, who cares? It was $50. People blow more than that on cigarettes in less than a week these days. So why do you care what I do with my money? Anyway. Commercial sound and videos first. Artist here. Hi Karen, how's the dating app coming along? Slim pickings on normie apps, even just meeting people in public, most are jabbed up. Oh, I know. Well, I still have that website and I started working on it. It's very difficult. I don't know. If I could find somebody to help me, I would bring it back, but I just can't. It's hard. It's hard to make a website. I want to do it though. I still want to do it. I still own it, but I'll have to revisit that maybe this year. Carrie Brownyard, greetings. Mystical, rock hounding, and fossils. Good to see you. Scrotal Xerox. TC Zammad, Aaron Wage. She's looking for Miri, who is Artiseer. Doug Marr, good to see you. Karen B is one of the few that has a spine, a brain, and a heart. Thanks for being real, Karen. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Effed Up World. Pimp moiled my foreskin. I love that name. Tony Coriolis, what's up? Benjamin Balderson's here. I'm trimming a bush today on a moon waning day to decrease growth. This bush is crazy one, so it gets cut on a bad day. Hey, Richard B. from the future. Shifty Eyes Shady. Good to see you. Spicy Sarah. Gene Edited. How's it going, everyone? Arlene. Hi, everyone. Last few days has been a bit crazy. Tiffany. Vinci, good to see you. NDB. Billingtano. Uh-oh. Did we have a troll? I love cigarettes. And don't forget the final excrement. Oh, I know. Earth is not flat. I know. I even had somebody on X getting on my case about saying flat Earth. They're like, oh, you're pushing a false dichotomy, Karen, you shell. The Earth isn't flat. And then he shows me like a thing with like the different elevations and stuff. And I was like, oh my God. I get it. There's different elevations. I get it. Relax. People are so picky. Like, you can't ever please everyone. You know, you're never going to please everyone. People are provably retarded, right? Hey, good times for all. Mondays aren't the same without IRL. Did you guys not do IRM today? What happened? I actually did not wake up super early this morning because I may have been a little bit inebriated last night. I may have been imbibing with my sweet man Ted last night. Danik Smither, good to see you. I like seeing new names in here. This is great. I don't know where you people came from, but I'm so glad you're here. Some of us work and have degrees in tech. Christmas vacation. Say what now? Who's on Christmas vacation? Oh, IRM. Gotcha. Does that mean I should be taking a Christmas vacation? Should I be doing that? Flat Out Faith and Leo Slayer on Rumble. Hey, good to see y'all. So anyway, today I would like to talk about the moon. The moon. That moon. At least a little bit, because people keep saying that they were supposed to see the moon in Antarctica when they did their final excrement. I like that name, by the way. But I don't know if anybody remembers us talking about this, but the moon was the furthest north it could possibly be during its last, the last full moon cycle. And apparently what Jaren was saying on his one of his streams is that the moon is always north during a full moon and always on the south node during a new moon, which I find very interesting. So I want to look at, I have Stellarium open and time and date, and I'm probably going to open my astrology app too. And I would like to take a look at the moon, and what it really does. Because I know I was saying, I thought that it made the same, that it would be every other month, right? Like as if it goes back and forth, but I was wrong, right? Well, I was saying that like a couple shows ago, I can't remember. Tony called and we were talking about the moon. So it's interesting. It's interesting. What the moon does is interesting. I guess I'm still, still learning about the moon, aren't we all? We're all still learning, but all we could do is observe. No vacation for you. DH 1977, howdy y'all. Cammy, hello Cammy. Long Island, New York here, hey. I'm amazed by the amount of people who have gone off the deep end about Jaren and Austin going to Antarctica. They refuse to wait to look at the data collected. I know! Like they can't even unpack their shit. And everybody's like, they're shill. He's a sellout. I was just looking at Facebook right now because the stream started and I was sharing it to my page. And I see this picture of Jaren, like, suggested, so it came up and somebody suggested friends, and he's like, oh, I feel sorry for the 208 people who have this guy on his friends list. He's a sellout, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, man, these guys cannot catch a break. It's like, are you guys even, why are people like that? I don't get it. Why is everybody so quick to just roll over? This is why it kind of sucks to do this thing where you stick your neck out there and, you start trying to do stuff to find truth. If something doesn't go the way somebody expects it to or wants it to, or they're just say you're a liar, you're a shill, it's fake, you're a phony, you're a fed, blah, blah, blah. It's insane. It's really insane. I don't know what to think about. Like, it really is disheartening to look and see how many people who call themselves truthers, who are flat earthers or whatever, and they're just complete assholes. But, whatever. "'Tis the season for Christians to act like heathens." Guys, I too think this realm is much more than a sphere spinning through space, but I just can't make sense of all the smart people in the world that don't see what we see, and I mean that humbly. It's because they're programmed. Oh my gosh, you guys, I have to tell you this story about this thing that happened to me over the weekend. I have to tell you this story because, I got a Flat Earther sticker on my car, and I drive around with this sticker that says Flat Earther. It's probably not a good idea, you know. After this weekend, I was like, maybe I should take that sticker off. Anyway, so I've been doing a lot of house projects, you know, tool talk with Karen and all that good stuff, right? And I put cabinets up in my laundry room, which I am super freaking stoked about. Can I just show you my cabinets? Look. There's before. I used to have one of those stupid wire shelves. That I hate those wire shelves, you know, that builders put in all the houses. So the builders that built my house put those wire shelves in, and we had already spent a bunch of money, so we weren't like, let's spend a bunch more money on custom shelving. So anyway, I finally ripped that sucker out, and I finished painting, and I put up my cabinets, right? And to hang the cabinets, like, you know, you got to hang this rail that the cabinets hang on and stuff, right? Well, I was like, dude, how am I gonna draw this on the wall and make it so it's straight? So I went to the store. I went to the home improvement store, and I bought one of these laser leveler things because I needed it, right? I needed it. I knew it was gonna make my life easier. They were on sale, you know. So I went and I bought this laser level. Look at that. Look at that laser. Look at that. That's tits, right? I did that. I was so happy. Anyway, there's my cabinets. Looks beautiful. Okay, so I go to Lowe's, right? Whatever, the home improvement store, and I go get this thing, and I'm like, I pull up and I park my car, and I had a text on my phone, but you know, I don't look at the phone when I'm driving. I try not to do that. So picked up my phone and I was answering a text to my mom. And I was about to get out of the car, but I look out the window and there's like this man standing next to my car out the window, and he's just looking at me, and he's like, and I open the door and he's like, "Can I ask you a question?" And I was like, yeah. It's like really weird because I didn't even see him walk up, right? Because I was answering a text on my phone. He's like, you got flat earth on your car. Do you believe that? And I was like, yeah. You know? And this dude, like, he's like a big dude. He's like well over 6 feet tall. I think this guy was like 6.5 feet tall, because I felt like he was taller than Ted. And he's, you know, a little older than me. He's like, you believe that? For real? And I was like, yeah. He's like, that's insane. Don't you know that? Don't you know that sounds insane, right? That's insane. And then I was just like, well, you know, I forget exactly what I said, but I go, well, you know, I said, a bunch of colleagues of mine, we went out and we did direct measurements of Earth's surface, and there's no measurable curvature. I said, over long distances, water is flat and level, and you can see over long distances, you know, I said there's a geoid, it's the size and shape that they say it is. Well, we should be able to measure curvature, and we don't. You know, there is none. And he's like, that's insane. Like, everything I said, he's like, that's insane. And I was like, and in my head, I was like, this guy seems a little aggro. He's like, you know, I'm an airline pilot and I flew all around the world, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, yeah, I said, but when you fly your plane, you fly straight and level, right? He's like, I don't know how you could, like, he doesn't answer any of my questions. He's like, how do you even believe that in 2024, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, well, you know, we went and checked for measurement. We checked the Earth for curvature over large bodies of water, and there is none. I said, I don't know, you know. He's like, but you're insane. You sound insane. Like, he just kept saying that everything that he used the word insane probably like 100 times. And he's like, what did he say? He said something. Anyway, I can't remember exactly how the conversation went. I wish I recorded it. But I was like, well, you know, he's like, but people have known the Earth is a globe for a long time. I said, well, hey, now, flat Earth was being taught in schools in the United States up until the early 1900s. I said, this is a relatively new thing. He's like, no, they've known it for a long time. You can prove it with shadows. Shadows, right? And I go, and the sun's out, you know, and I point to the sun. I'm like, but you're assuming the sun is 93 million miles away. I said, you could get the same effect with the local sun, a small local sun. You can get the same effect with those shadows. So that doesn't really prove that the Earth is a ball. He's like, you're insane. And at one point I asked him, I was like, you're not going to hurt me, are you? Because it was like, he's like this big, I mean, he's a big white dude, like older white man, well over 6 feet tall. And he's like, takes a step closer to me and he's like, that's insane. And I was just like, but anyway, it was funny. He's like, I've never met anybody who believed that. He's like, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard. And I'm like, okay, well, and he starts walking to his truck and I'm like, all right, well, have a nice day. And then I went inside and I got my laser level. Oh, I know. I asked him at one point, I said, water is a level. I said, what's more, I looked at him and I asked him, and I could see him glitch when I asked him this. I said, what's more accurate, a laser level or a water level? And he just looks at me and he's like, but over long distances, the earth is a ball. It was pretty funny. But he caught me right when I was just getting out of my car, so I didn't know what he was going to say. So anyway, it was pretty funny. It would have been one of those things where if I had a camera crew following me around, it would have been hilarious. But I was like, you're not going to hurt me, are you? He's like, oh, no, you believe whatever you want. I was like, okay, I just got to make sure. Anyway, that was fun. Total respect for Jaren. Yeah, man. And Austin. You know, they are great. The moon is north of equator was north of the equator during TFE. However, Mercury, Venus, and Saturn should be visible in south if the sun stayed down there. No good deed goes unpunished, right? Can't wait for Austin to go through his findings, right? Dave Hinkle, I'm 100% about Jaren and Witsit having honesty and integrity for what it's worth, right? Exactly. Did you hang them on a French cleat? No, they're just IKEA cabinets, and they come with this steel thing with a bunch of holes in it. Now, here's the thing that sucks. So I was going through to hang it, and you know how studs are supposed to be a set distance apart? I realized that the studs on that wall in my laundry room they're not standard. It's like 15, 17 and a half, and like 18. It was weird. They were like not normal. And I don't know why it was like that. Maybe for plumbing. I mean, there's plumbing on that wall. I don't know. But the studs were weird widths apart. So anyway, I had to drill a hole through the metal plate. I was like, I had to go find a bit and burn it. I was like, whoosh, drilling a hole through the metal plate so I could get it into the stud. Anyway, whatever. They're cheap now, yeah. Coming back from being really sick, still in super slow mode. Love to all get in there. Cammy, I love you so much. I'm glad you're feeling better. And if you know if you need anything, you can always hit me up, and I will jump. I will jump. Have you seen the latest hit piece against Eve? Which one? There's like a freaking million of them, and I can't keep up. Nephilim Globy. It was funny. Us arrogant humans believe we are capable of comprehending God's divine creation. That's pretty much where I'm at. I'm thinking maybe we're not really going to ever find out what this place is, but I know it's not what they say it is. So, yeah, whatever. NPC glitch out. Should have handed him your card. Yeah, he didn't seem very receptive. He just kept telling me how insane I was. It drives me crazy when people say they see the curve from a plane. You know, actually, he didn't say that. He didn't say anything about seeing a curve. And I didn't ask him if he saw a curve. I just said, you fly straight and level, don't you? And that's another thing. I asked him, I said, do you account for the curvature when you're flying around the globe Earth? You know, and I started going, well, because if it is a globe and the Earth is exponentially curved, you know, I started going into that. He's like, I know all what you're saying. The Earth is a globe. He was not having it. He just wanted to tell me how insane I was. But I did manage to stick him with a couple of points. So we'll see. We'll see how long he ponders on that one. Mr. Airline Pilot. Backwoods building. I'm an auto hoaxer, but I haven't seen anything wrong with the footage, right? I'm insane too. The title of a new debunk video is what? The problem with flat earthers? Oh, that's the title? Whose video is it? Framers. Yeah, I don't know. Thank you, Gene. They're coming aggressively. Seen some videos from those somewhere on our parking out of sight. Been shut off, maybe because there was a controller at that moment. Huh? NPC Insane Pilot, yeah. I've seen the plane from a curve. Happy winter solstice, Elisa Brittany. The problem with flat earthers. The boys are most definitely heroes with big balls. Yeah, man. Yeah. Should have recorded the interaction with the brainwashed globetard. You approached this subject with an open mind to see if they had any truth to it. I approached it thinking it was bullshit. I watched the video thinking it was going to be like laugh out loud, ridiculous, and stupid. And then I watched the video and I was like, well, that ain't freaking funny at all. And why am I trying to answer these questions now? And now here I am. So, you know, whatever. Well, anyway. So, let's see. Moon position. Moon does not pass the meridian on this day. Distance is 229,809 miles. So, let me see. What is the distance? Here. Here it's saying it's further, 240,000 miles. I'm trying to figure out, Cammy, do you know what I look at to find, like, the position of the moon, relative to the ecliptic in any given time? Is that what this is? 239. Moon distance 251. So right now they're saying the moon is 251,000 miles away. Let's see. So if I click here, moon over horizon. What? So what is the date of the full moon? It's the 15th. It was the 15th. So if I go here, doesn't want to let me just type in the date. Why? There we go. 15th. Here it's saying the azimuth is 67. Come on. Karen, there's an app for that? Oh, I know. I'm using it. Stellarium. That's what I'm looking at. Oh, and somebody sent me an email too. Let's discuss this a little bit. Somebody sent me an email. I replied to it, but this is the email. And I hope this person doesn't mind me reading it, but you're not going to know who it is. It says, please help me understand how the moon can make its on light. We know the sun lights up the earth, why not the moon? I have watched a lot of FE videos since FECs and wanted FE to be a reality, but now I look at the moon and it seems very obvious that the moon is reflecting the sun's light. And if the moon is reflecting the sun's light, then on a flat plane, that sunlight would sometimes be from the north, not just from the east and west, or from what looks like straight down. And if the moon is reflecting the sun's light, then in a geocentric Earth system, the sun's light would create a 24-hour day and a night cycle on the moon, not just on the Earth. Believing the moon makes its own light seems to be a necessity for flat Earth theory or geocentric theory to be a reality. So to believe in a flat Earth system or in a geocentric Earth system, I would have to believe that the moon somehow makes its own light, but I don't see that. I do, however, see the moon's lighted side always facing where the sun would be on a heliocentric ball Earth system. But actually, that's also true for the flat Earth model, the flat Earth system as well. And Cami and I have discussed this. And cause like, you know how a lot of people say, oh, you know, the lit part of the moon, like the shadow, the lit part is not facing, and then you'll see the sun and it'll be like way low down here, but the lit part is like pointing, if you draw a straight line, it's like pointing that way, right? That's just part of the weird sky perspective. You know, it's like the moon is, I think the moon's phases are related to the sun, and I think the sun does light the moon, but maybe not in like the way that we're saying, like it reflects. It could be fluorescing, it could be charging, it could be UV reactive, and it could be being charged by the moon. I mean, by the sun. I mean, it could be happening that way. Been so sick the last few weeks. Yeah. Nobody knows how the moon gets its light. Nobody knows for sure, you're right. But if you think about it, if you think about perspective, and like, so the sun will be, you know, it'll be past where we can see on the other side, right? And then but the moon is over you or whatever, and you can see it. It's, you know, if you think about it, if the sun and the moon are both on that higher plane, right? That higher level, they're not on our level, they're way up here on this level, you know, then if you think about it that way, then where the sun is way over here actually matches the lit part of the moon that you're seeing. If they were like, you know, one over here and one over there, it actually makes sense. And I was thinking about it. I was like, actually, I feel like that proves that the earth is flat. Could you speak on why people think there are 13 moon cycles and if this is correct or not? Like 13 moon cycles in a year? Yeah, it's not. It's not correct. Actually, Jack sent me a message in Skype about that. He says, you were talking about moon cycles and the 13th cycle or close to 28 days is only based on BS orbits. I know you just wanted to show the claims on different moon cycles. And he says, synodic month is 29.5 days. Cycle of the visible moon phases is 29 to 30. Sidereal month, 27.3 days. The time it takes the moon to complete one orbit around Earth, which is BS. And anomalistic month, 27.554551 days. The time it takes the moon to return to the same apsis, close point in its orbit. That's the BS 13-month cycle. So a standard moon cycle is like 29 and closer to 29 and a half days. So, yeah. And then if you go to time and date, like so, like right here, time, moon, right? Moon, moon phase. Where's that one part where I look at the, where the full moons are? Here we go. So if you go to timeanddate.com, moon phases for 2024 is right here, right? Okay, so these are the moon phases for 2024. Full moons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 full moons. And then 13 new moons, right? And sometimes it's the other way. Sometimes there's 13 full moon cycles and only 12 new moon. But really, it's only 12 cycles. It just kind of goes back and forth. So let's see. So remember when we were looking at this? So 2023. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 full moon cycles. But then the new moon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 new moon cycles, right? So it's really only 12 complete cycles. So what was it for 2025 was the weird one, right? Isn't that the one that we looked at last time? And it was, so here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 full moons and also 12 new moons. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 new moons and 12 full moons in 2025. That's not possible if there's 13 moon cycles in a year, right? So this right here debunks all that. Just the year 2025 debunks it. Do you let anyone email you? I mean, well, it's an email address. If you have the email, then you can email it. I put my email at the end of every stream. Yes, you can email me. A lot of people email me. Sometimes Globies email me and tell me I'm a retard. It's really fun. I have something I want to send you. Yeah, KarenBFE@protonmail.com. Duffy's failure. Why would the moon's light be cold? Right? Because it's fluorescing. Okay, so here's the other thing about minerals that fluoresce. And I learned this from Miss Cami. Okay, so when the temperature... Okay, minerals and crystals and stuff tend to keep a cooler temperature. They stay pretty cold. The cooler something is, the more it will fluoresce. And if you get it hot, if you warm it up, it will fluoresce less. Okay? So cold actually makes a fluorescent light brighter. So, like, now it's cold, like we're in winter time, right? I feel like the moon is brighter when it's colder. You know? It's brighter when it's colder. It's still bright, you know, in the summertime when there's a full moon. Yeah, it's still bright. But I feel like it's brighter when it's colder. I mean, that could just be like a subjective opinion, you know, I don't really know. But it is a fact that fluorescence is brighter and works better in cold temperatures. Since I awoke, I've witnessed several times a full moon due south while the sun is rising to my left, east. Hi, Jenny Spark. Mirror map of Earth added more land because of shallow water, lighter parts, and our deep water? Oh, I don't know. I don't really look at the moon map anymore because I found it to be fallacious. Creating its own light via exposure to UV rays, yeah. 90 days of solstice, 90 days of equinox, 90 days solstice, 90 days equinox, yeah. Each 7 years there's an added 5 days. Yeah. because there's less humidity. I mean, that could be it too. So I should go Uberlight hunting in winter months. Yeah, bring a Brad, get a UV flashlight. That would be so fun. I want to do that. I'm gonna do that. Take me with you. All right. So let's see. We'll just use this one to look at moon. Okay, so full moon, January 13th, 2025. So let's see. No, I don't want Mars. Oh, so the moon's gonna be next to Mars, or Mars is gonna be next to moon. There we go. Moon. Distance 378. Where do they get this distance from? It orbits at a distance... Oh, that's kilometers. Derp. Why is it on kilometers? I hate kilometers. Anyway. So... azimuth 79 degrees. Next one is February 12th. $87 degrees. This is not telling me what I want to know. Well, maybe it is. No, it's not. It's not. What are we doing? I don't know. What are we doing? Petoskey stones are also pretty cool to find too. Ooh. That would be a fun trip. A rock hounding trip. Salt water has properties. Yes, it does. Let me open my phones. I'll open my phones. Oh, somebody already tried calling. Well, I didn't have my phone line thingy open, but I do now. Sorry. The moon's light is cold, sunlight, hot is obvious. They are different lights. Yeah. But the moon could still be, hi, Raised by Gypsies. The moon could still be being charged by the sun. You know? I mean, even if you watch, like, if you look at the little top-down, you know, animation, and I know everybody, this is oh, this has been falsified, blah, 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 but look at it as far as it, like, its relation to the sun, you know? Like, you can watch it getting, like, that's a full moon, or new moon. Was that new moon? Yeah, you're getting into a new moon phase, because, let's see if I can make it go slower. There we go. Slower is better. Right, so then because the moon has a little bit different speed, or, you know, across the sky or around, and that's what causes the phases. So, you know, that lit part is stupid phone. That lit part is pointing to the sun. You know, this kind of gives you an idea, because this is a top-down view, right? So, and if the sun is across from the moon, you know, and the moon has there's a thing too. That's why the moon is like 5 degrees off. It's got a tilt, right? So it's being lit up so we can see it, because it's been charged by the sun. Right? Does that make sense? The moon soaks in radiation and releases it as light. Yeah, basically that's it. Let truth come over you. I'm not a conspiracy, but when things don't make sense, you search for facts. You have been presented with facts. Quit freaking out. If the sun is a reflection on the dome, the apparent sun would no longer be in Sagittarius, right? At midnight, wouldn't the sky be in Gemini for those 2 hours? Is it possible for planets too? If the sun would no longer be in Sagittarius. Well, how would you know? Because you can't see the constellations because the sun's out. So there's really no way to tell, right? I despise QWERTY. Allegedly. Yeah, you know, we're never gonna know how the sky works. That's pretty much where I'm at. It's fun to think about. It's fun to make models of it. It's fun to experiment, you know, fun to observe. But I just don't know that we're ever going to know how, really, truly how the sky works. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. You know what's great is that we can still take direct measurements of the Earth's surface and make long-distance observations on Earth that do not match the globe. Put sunglasses on? Oh God, Harmon. Yeah, not reflecting, in my opinion, reacting to. Yeah. You'd have to see if a Star Watch app works, but then they're just, you know, they're just putting data into an app. That's not even, you know, you're just relying that the data put in there is accurate. You know, how would we know? That's not really, you know, how would we know? You know that it works as wonders, right? Did you guys see that Jaren was going off in he called his Antarctica Telegram group Jarants? And boy, was he ranting. He was ranting big time. Like walls of text. Look. look at this is Jaren ranting at people who are calling it fake and talking shit about him. Look at this. Walls of text. Look at that. This is what happens when Jaren gets upset. Look at right here. I tried to read all of it. I read most of it. But you could tell he's like flipping out at some point. You're like, boy, he's pissed off. Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Hi.
Hi, Miss Karen B. How are you? Let me fix this here. There we go. I fixed it. Okay. Am I live?
Yes.
Hello. Very, very nice to hear your voice. Always enjoy seeing your warm and happy face, Miss Karen B.
Well, thank you.
You're like a soothing cup of coffee.
Well, thank you. What's going on?
Now, well, I'll set aside all the flattery and move right on to my topic. Now, the reason that I'm referencing this new hit piece is because I've watched them all, Karen B. I've watched all the hit pieces, right? You know, from Simon Dan and from Professor Dave and all these shill smart boys who got they got plenty good vocabularies and they got A+, grades in school. And they also know how to take an offer when one comes along their way. So they took the offer and now they're coming against the creationists and they go against this to act like they have a broad spectrum of subjects, right? When all they really, really are after is flat earthers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Now, this new piece called The Problem with Flat Earthers is extraordinarily well made. I don't know how long it's been in production, but it is beautifully made by a brand new site called Critically Minded, which only has 2 things on its website. There's already about 9,000 views, but the reason why I'm saying something about this one is the tenor is altogether different. The tenor is flat earthers are very smart people, but they're arrogant. And the whole thing keeps pounding that drum that we are arrogant. Now, what's the problem with that? The problem with that is it's one step away from belligerent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you know what they do with angry, belligerent, smart flat earthers? Something a little more serious. So here's my word. You heard it here first. This thing, I think, is going to get more serious. I think they're going to develop a thing where it ain't going to work if you're a flat earther. Now, AI, as we all follow AI too, AI is getting so sophisticated that it can replicate people to such a degree that they're pushing hard for what? Some sort of a bio system that verifies that you're a human flesh person in order to transact with your banking stuff and not a bot or not an AI. So between what's going on with AI and they're just saying fuck you to the flat earthers, they're going to shut us down. So everybody just beware. It's going to get a little more serious. And if you watch The Problem with Flat Earthers by Critically Mindful, you'll understand what I'm talking about. These fuckers are going to get serious.
Okay.
Anyway, just take that for what it's worth. Now, I'm a lovely guy. I'm very peaceful. But at the same time, I don't mind. I don't mind going into a good old-fashioned fight. So if they want to fight and end up locking some up for this or that, who knows what'll happen and how crazy it really can be. But we're living in crazy land, my friends. If you think 2025 is not going to be a multiplication of crazy, because crazy is happening all across the world, you name the subject. You couldn't be getting any crazier in the Middle East. And again, I'm not trying to beef up fear because that's what they do in order to control us. They want a lot of fear, and I get all that part. But I'm just saying this, and they're going to use Will Duffy's final experiment. They're going to say, even when they were shown, the midnight sun, which they all said, and they're going to start saying, we all didn't say that. We all didn't say that the midnight sun's going to prove anything. You can't prove by looking up what down is. Down is down, and down is flat out flat. And there's only one up. It's straight up. Anybody with a half a brain knows up is up. If you're in China, up is the same up as you're here. But they don't want that because they don't want one up that points to one place. And that one place is above the firmament, which is God. God is the problem, right? And ever since Babylon, men have been building towers, trying to find God and say, what the fuck to God, and all that part of it. And that's what it's really all about. But anyway, that's only up proves flat earth. Just that one word, up, proves flat earth.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not smart enough to figure that out because these guys are against one thing. They're against the Lord God of heaven. And makes no doubt about this. It's all spiritual. It's all against God. The Earth is flat, and they're gonna start really fucking with us. They really are. But anyway, that's kind of a happy. Is that a happy thought, Karen? There's not much happiness there, is there?
No, I don't want to be fucked with anymore. I'm pretty over it.
Well, there you go. Well, you ain't seen nothing yet, but I say that with all kindness and love. And I'll bring you marshmallows and send you cookies and everything. It'll be all right. Nothing's gonna happen. I mean, maybe. Well, I'm saying two things out of each side of my mouth. Yeah, they're gonna find you, Karen. You're gonna be made an example of, maybe. No, I'm just kidding.
I sincerely hope not.
No. They would never do it. They know that. Oh, wait a moment. They do know we all love you. Oh my God, this is not good for you, Karen. I would dig a hole in the backyard, jump in it, and make sure there's ventilation when you put the dirt over the top.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Do you have any questions for me?
No. Well, what do you think they're gonna do? What do you mean they're gonna start fucking with us more? Like trying to instigate reactions, or I don't know what you mean.
As the system becomes operational in America and the social score becomes similar to what they're doing in China, yes, they will fucking shut us off. It'll be this reason or that, but in the back reason is we've got you now biometrically marked, and that was because of the AI and all the bullshit we put out about identity theft, which they have, and they did that all to drive every single one of us to be biomarked so that we're, controlled. And they're going to say, we got to do that because AI is so powerful. They could do your coffee talk, Kieran B, without you. You know that, right?
Yeah.
That's how advanced that AI is. They could start up coffee talk. It's not even you. Looks like you, everything, every action, your voice, the very same thing. And you start changing your mind you start saying some wanked out shit like, I don't know, I'm kind of convinced the Earth's not flat or whatever. And the people don't even know it's not you.
Yeah.
Not even you. They got you tied up somewhere and wishing you never were born.
Well, let's hope that doesn't happen.
We can make a Netflix movie. This is a Netflix movie waiting to happen. But guess what? In the end, the good guys always win, Karen. Remember, in the end, the good guys always win. And God's not going to hurt nobody.
Yeah.
This is the thing that religion comes in saying, and by the way, God's going to beat the shit out of you for all eternity. That ain't going to happen. That is so untrue. God is not going to beat the poop out of nobody. He's not going to fire them. He's not going to burn them. He's not going to isolate them. Every single person who's ever known or lived ever is going to be resurrected, and God's going to fix the ones that need fixing. The ones like you, Karen, you don't need no fixing. You're lovely and beautiful. How would you need fixing? You don't need no fixing. So you're good. But the ones that need fixing, he'll fix them, and then we'll all play together in the park.
All right, cool. I'm down with that.
All right. Okay. I'm doing a play, and when my play is finished, maybe you could come to Houston and visit Patricia Spear, and you and Patricia can come to my play. It's called The Trial of Ford Porter. It's about a man who wrote the most famous gospel tract ever that is 100% wrong, and his good friend who says you're full of shit and I want to take you on trial. And it's called The Trial of Ford Porter. It's a play, and you'll like it. And maybe I'll tape the whole thing. My daughter's going to be in it. My son. We got a Playhouse Theater here up in Spring, Texas, to do it.
Oh, that's cool.
So it probably won't be, huh?
I was saying that's cool.
Yeah. So I'm gonna, in my play, I'm gonna straighten out some things, but it's all satire. It's gonna be 100% jokes. I can crack one in a moment. At least I try. And so it's going to be all funny, all satire, but it's going to really satire the shit. And I'm going to have some flat earth lines in there that none of the people will know, but you'll know, Karen, and Patricia will know, and Mark will know, and even our good friend Eric DeVay, he would know because it's cryptic. So I'll have plenty of cryptic lines to my flat earth friends in my play.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That sounds
all
great.
Right. Huh?
Sounds great.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun to do, and I think the premise of the play is very, very good. It's two friends that meet each other in the park the very day their dads both died. Literally, their dads both died on the same day, and they meet in the park, become fast friends for 8 years, and then the religious one says, hey, I never told you this, my dear friend, but I'm highly a believer of Scripture. He starts telling me, and then the other one says, I never told you this, but I'm a high believer in Voltaire, Ingersoll, and other guys like George Carlin, who knew what the shit was going on about religion. Anyway, it's going to be a fun premise, and then they're going to have a trial because they get so pissed off at each other. And I got Clarence Darrow coming into on one side, and I couldn't get the other guy. I could get Clarence Darrow because he was still alive, but you couldn't get William Jennings Bryan because he died the day after the Scopes trial. See, this is all set in 1935. So I got his daughter, who was also she's coming in. She's going to be the attorney on the one side. So we got Clarence Darrow, old fat guy, and we got the daughter of William Jennings Bryan doing the trial in 1935, 10 years after Scopes, in a little town in southern Indiana, and it's called The Trial of Ford Porter.
Nice.
Yeah. So anyway, I love to listen to you guys. You're a lot of fun. I love to listen to Mark. And yeah, you got to watch The Problem with Flat Earthers by Critically Minded. It's a different kind. It's a totally different kind of hit piece. And it's like they're saying behind here, oh, there, you arrogant fuckers. We're coming after you.
All right. I'll watch it. I'll watch it later.
You'll see what I mean. All right.
All right.
That's it.
Thanks for calling.
Bye.
Bye. The moon is melted buildings. Shut up. Thank you, Rico. Bring it. I'm tired of all the talking. What are you guys? What's going on? So NDB, am I to understand that you don't believe that the Antarctica trip was legit? Is that what the problem is? Do you think that they didn't go, or what's the deal? Women's emotions and our cycles all by the moon, I guess I read once. Yeah, but you know what one, Catherine? I've talked about this before. And maybe you ladies can try this too. In the note app on my phone, I was keeping track of when I got my period. And I know this is not like the best subject to talk about, but I did it because I wanted to see if it had any association with the moon. Well, I learned that it has absolutely zero association with the moon because I tracked it, like you can see here. Like, let's see. Like how it says, I put the date that it started and the moon phase, right? And it's different every single time. And if you look at the dates on the calendar, it's about 4 weeks, right? It's like every 28 days, pretty regular. But the moon phase was always different, like 61% waning. The next one was 82% waning. The next one was 96% waning. Then it was 98% waxing, 83% waxing, 60% waxing, 66% waxing, 29% waxing. You know, it was just like, it has absolutely nothing to do with the moon. So if you keep track, okay, of when your cycle starts and look at what the moon phase is, you'll see that there's absolutely no correlation between your cycle and the moon. Absolutely none. So I don't know why everybody says that, but it doesn't. I like it 100% waxed. Oh my God. Ew. I don't know. I'm just asking. That's why I asked, NDB. I don't want to put words in anybody's mouth. I'm asking. I don't know what happened. I don't know what your beef, why Jaren's mentioning you in his J-Rants chat. You know, like, I don't really like drama. But, you know, when stuff like this goes down, it's hard to avoid. So I'm just trying to understand everybody's position. I don't give a fuck where they went to. Oh, okay. I don't know. I was just wondering. Don't follow Crumb. What do you have coming up? Driving to Ohio today till Friday. That's right. They're going to go see, they're going to visit family for Christmas. Why is it that women, when hang out, we go on the same cycle? Yeah, well, I think that's a nature thing. I think women get on the same cycle as like a nature thing, like, you know, you want to be ovulating, you know, at the same time, so you can mate and make babies. You know, it's like when, I don't know. I think that's what it is, though. Must be pheromones or something. I prefer my moon natural. Ovulation and fertility windows are linked to the moon, possibly. Well, I don't think so. I think you can. There is a period of time in your cycle when you are more fertile, and it's shortly after your cycle finishes. Like, and actually in Torah, you're not allowed to touch the woman or have intercourse until 7 days after. Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Karen, this is Glenn. I was just calling to kind of second what that last gentleman was talking about, as far as, no, they're not going to put up with the truth for too long. So, in fact, I would go so far as to say there's probably, you know, embedded people within the community now that are keeping an eye on things. Also, I think someone mentioned something about Starlink going down. That was part of this recent Antarctic expedition. Is that right?
Wait, I'm sorry. Say that again.
I thought I saw someone mention that during this Antarctic expedition, Starlink went down for some time.
Did it? I don't know. I don't recall seeing that. I know they brought a Starlink unit with them so that they could use it for internet. I don't remember if they said it went down or not.
Okay, well, I did see it. I can't tell you where right now, but I saw a mention of it. And I just, with that in mind and with what the gentleman was talking about and with what I just said, guess who owns Starlink? Do you know?
Mm-mm.
Elon Musk. You know, Mr. Mars expedition.
Oh, yeah, Elon Musk makes Starlink, yes.
Right. Mm-hmm. So I'm just pointing out that little correlation there.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah, like you're saying, like he could have been messing with them, just like he could mess with people who drive his stupid electric cars and like shut them off and lock you in.
Now you might say, "Well, come on now, isn't that stretching it?"
I mean, I don't know.
If you've been watching the news, he's even, well, allegedly, he messes with Twitter. As if he put a hat on somebody, goofing with them as they were talking on the internet. I don't know if it was on X or what it was, but I mean, there's various mention of him screwing with people with the platforms that he controls. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, and he's got skin in the game, of course.
Of course.
And he's got forthcoming huge power too. So that might be something to keep in mind. But also, I was just sharing a concept, cloud formations as they approach a barrier. That might be something someone could work on in-house. If anybody has the ability to, get a miniature dome and create a layer of haze and see how it interacts and what kind of formations it takes as it impacts. That way, anybody examining pictures of Antarctica, as they will be here, I guess, with all this going on,
mm-hmm.
they can compare. I might be able to. I did notice some kind of strange cloud formations in what they showed. I did notice that, but it's just an idea. And I think along those lines, physical modeling is a big one. As far as making a point, as far as research, actual miniature physical modeling, this Joseph Hanvey, I think he's involved with some of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that would be a really good thing as opposed to graphic representations to present to people to help them. If you have an actual physical representation of what you're talking about, people can bite onto it a lot easier. Like pictures are worth 1,000 words. I'm saying a physical representation is worth 1,000,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. And lastly, I just wanted to compliment you on your humor with the Chong wannabe. That was pretty funny. That's one of my qualms too. And the other one is the nasal people, the people who talk through their nose. Because that makes them intelligent. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
You know, when they get that strong nasal going, that means they're intelligent. You know what I'm saying? But I was kind of waiting for him to hit you with Trump's line, the one where he hit Megyn Kelly with, where she had blood coming out of her eyes. I was waiting for him to come across with that one. But anyway, just sharing ideas, and the most important being the physical representation models, modeling things physically, and also this. I agree with your last caller. Yeah, they definitely got somebody embedded, I'm sure. And as to impending shutdown, I don't know, but there's a lot of money involved there. You got all these quote unquote space programs, and anyway, just throwing ideas. And I wanted to mention this too. I'm a Christian, and that's not to be confused with these denominations. Christian meaning I believe in the scripture of the Torah and the Bible. The Torah is the Jewish version of it's the Old Testament. But I went to church last night, which was kind of unusual for me, and I came across this line in one of the hymns, and the name of the song is "Joyful, Joyful, We Adore Thee." It's not to be confused with "Joy to the World," but it says, all thy works with joy surround thee," which gives the impression of the works of God surrounding him. And then it says, "Earth and heaven reflect thy rays." Now, this song was written in the early 1900s, and chime back to something you said earlier today, that's when the cutoff was, when they stopped teaching the flat earth, early 1900s.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's when this song was written. It was written when they still had the understanding of the flat earth. But anyway, I'll just end on that note with the seasonal thing. Earth and heaven reflect thy rays. I just thought that might be representative. There might be some truth in that line. But
yeah.
Thanks for hearing me.
Yeah, thank you for calling.
Have a good day.
You too.
Bye.
I guess it's possible that Elon was messing with them, but on the other hand, if they were getting what they, the viewing the 24-hour sun, I don't really see a motive. I mean, maybe, unless they think that the flat earthers are going to see something that they shouldn't. Also, people who can't comb their hair are geniuses. Hilarious. Unknown. Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Hi, good evening. This is Roy with Google Voice.
Is what?
This is Roy with Google. Is this Karen?
Yeah.
Hey, good evening. Happy holidays. I was just calling to let you know I'm about to change your phone number. So your phone number is about to be changed.
What?
Yeah, your old number, like the 666 1742 or something. It's a Verizon wire.
Goodbye, unknown troll. See, I know better than to answer phone calls that are unknown, because they're always retarded. I'm gonna change your phone number. Durr. Whatever. Like, is that the best you fucking got? Fuck out of here. Thank you, Catherine. I set my hair on fire for a third time this year. Oh my gosh. Musician hair next. Hello, Polly. Hey, Rum Boston Bear, good to see you. Hey, I was reading through threads on Twitter. Please stop. I'm gonna mute. Just stop calling me. Alright, just fuck off. I really don't care. About your dumb whatever you're saying. Google doesn't fucking call people to tell them they're gonna change their number, idiot. Couldn't even write the phone number? Did he? I didn't even hear what he was saying. I just kind of spaced it out. Just dialed it and couldn't remember it. Hilarious. Wouldn't they? Dude, Google doesn't freaking call people. I've never once in my life gotten a phone call from Google, anyone at Google, ever. Anyway, Run Boston Bear, I was reading through some threads on Twitter, and you linked an interesting fellow, and I watched the video this morning, and I subscribed, so it's cool that you're finding some cool people who are talking about things who aren't, you know, retarded idiots. Google would not take the time and effort to call and give you an update. Yeah, no kidding. Couldn't even fake an Indian accent. How do they expect you to believe? That's so funny. No. So funny. Googleable. Yeah, I need your debit card and your 3-digit code. I don't remember. Let me see. And let me look at my history. It was this. Yeah. Yes. Stephen A. Young. Yes, that's the one. Yeah. This guy. I listened to his video. I like his voice. Or Mark Gober. I don't know. I didn't check out the other guy. I just clicked your link and then I watched the video and then I didn't go back. I should put a link for the other one too, so I can check that out. Jaren ranting. All season. Hey, you know what? That looks like... Is that a hibiscus flower or is that a okra bloom in your picture? Because it looks like an okra bloom. Hey, this is Google. I'm calling to let you know that flat earth people are crazy and the earth is a ball. Just look it up on Wikipedia. I know. I had to mute that Google voice because that dipshit tried to call back. It looks like he tried a few times earlier too. Somebody just dying to fuck with me. Some bored ass clown. Yeah, I love okra. Has the most beautiful flowers. I love the flowers on okra. Rocks literally. He does music now and is a truther. He also has a PhD in nuclear theoretical physics. Yet, now the theory of relativity and globe Earth is wrong. That's pretty cool. That's why I clicked it, because you said that, and then I was like, oh, that's cool. Day 102, no alcohol. Good for you, Shifty Eyes Shady. Anyway. I wonder, I would like to see, let me see, this app. If I can get it to show the position of the moon over the ecliptic. I had it at one point where it had the equator and the tropics on the line. And now I can't get it to do it again. Come on, brother. There it is. Yay. Okay, so check this out. I wonder if I can share my phone screen. Let's see. It is... Why doesn't this work now? Let me try to re-add it. Okay. Add. Video capture device. Let's do a new source. Add source. Oh, it's not. Trying to add it. Let's see. Come on. Why isn't it letting me share? Fuck, man. Alright, never mind. I guess I can't do it right now. I don't want to sit here and try to figure shit out. It's already bad enough. Wait, what is that? What is that? Oh, because it went to the HD camera. I don't like that camera. Anyway, let me open this up because I got the tropics to come back. So, let's see. I'm going to switch it to, let's see, date. How do I switch the date now? Okay, so now I'm going to go to full moon, which was the 15th. Select. Oh, look at this. Okay. This is what I was trying to show. Let me just put it, I'll just have to use my camera. Okay, so the position of the moon is inside on the Tropic of Cancer, and then the sun is over the Tropic of Capricorn, which is where it was when they were in Antarctica, right? So That was the moon. It was really far north. So now, let's look at January. Select. Oh look, the full moon again is over the Tropic of Cancer. That's January 13th. Right? So the next full moon, look at this, Tony. I figured it out. So the next full moon is February 12th. So February 12th, select. Oh, look at that. The moon is over the Tropic of Cancer again. Look at that. Okay, and I'll show you the date. February 12/2, February. So that's the February full moon. So now, let's look at a new moon. New moon phase is January 29th. So I'll change it to the 29th. Let's see where it goes. Select. Oh, look at that. There's the moon hiding by the sun. 29th of January. So that is what it does. The full moon only happens when the moon is north of the equator. And the new moon is south of the equator. That's crazy. Isn't that interesting? I don't know why I find that so interesting. So now, let me look. Let's do the, let's bust open the astrology app. So now we'll go December 15th. Okay. Where's the moon? Over here. What node is this? The north node. It's not near any node. South node. It's definitely not near a node, as far as astrology is thinking. Because December 15th, 2024. Let's see. Well, I don't need aspects. I just want position. So, yeah. Interesting. Interesting. Opposite the sun. So this is definitely a full moon phase, right? And the nodes are right here. They're across. So it's not actually near a north node or a southern node. But it is interesting that the full moon only occurs over Tropic of Cancer and not ever over Tropic of Capricorn. That's weird. You and my girlfriend should start an eye makeup channel, Karen. She does her eyes much like you. You know, the moon is higher than the sun. Sometimes. I think it is sometimes, but I don't think it's always like that. Yeah, they can only see the moon when it's new and half moon, right? So that's interesting, isn't it? Learn, Karen, learn. Yeah. Happy birthday, Griff. Oh, is Griff in chat? Today's his Griff birthday. Are we having celebration? Are we celebrating? Go 6 months ahead? What do you mean? Yeah, when people, right before the Antarctica thing, and probably even still now, I was like, you know, screw this flat earth thing. Maybe I'll just do I'll just turn my channel into like a makeup for women over 40 channel. And we could just hang out and shoot the shit and talk smack and do makeup and drink coffee and sometimes alcohol. And I'm sorry if you don't drink. I'm sorry. I'm bad. Sometimes I do. I don't drink every day, though. Ted and I have been good. We stopped drinking every day. But we still do. We're terrible. If the sun is in Sag, a full moon can only be in Gemini. Right? It would have to be a opposite, right? I guess that makes sense. It would have to be opposite wherever the sun is. That makes sense. Or wherever the moon, yeah. I'm not coming to those. That's funny. Oh, we got a caller. It's not unknown, so I'll answer it. Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Hey, Karen B. Tony Coriolis.
What's up, Tony?
Hey, not much. Yeah, I really do like this moon stuff, but I wanted to holler something at you. Do you remember I called in, and it was the one call where I said I went to the Freedom Festival, and I just know I re-listen to my calls, so they're kind of like ingrained within my head. But for that one, another topic thing that I said was how, like, the moon goes away for the new moon, and then you first see it kind of timing-wise right behind the sun. You know, so I asked you, I said, is there any way you could see it before the sun sets? And it's kind of in like the twilight kind of time, because then that's when you first see it, and that's how I found out lunar calendars, like, they kind of that's when they regard like the first start of the moon and everything. So the whole talk of the 24-hour moon thing, if the 24-hour moon is somewhere, I mean, wouldn't it be like, I don't know, visible or something? Or what do you think about that? And finding out that it is, you know, full moon at the Tropic of Cancer and then new moon at the Tropic of Capricorn, that 27-day in between the tropics thing, I don't know if I believe that, and I just like that we're digging into it all. But what do you think on, you know, the 24-hour moon thing still? I guess that still is a question.
Yeah, you know, I was looking for, and I think probably Duffy was maybe listening to me or something. I don't know, because I feel like right after I was talking about looking for video of a 24-hour moon, all of a sudden Duffy was going to be the first person to video the 24-hour moon in Antarctica or whatever. And then, like, they couldn't...
I know, right? Like, we were just talking about that. And then he comes out with that out of nowhere. Oh, where'd he get that?
Yeah, and I was like, oh, right. Yeah, sure. Okay. What a coincidence. So, but then it turns out that they couldn't even see it. And then, but I'm actually glad it came up, and I'm glad it became a thing, because now, you know, we've learned something. I mean, maybe some people knew this, but I didn't really realize that the full moon only happens when the moon is north of the equator. I find that fascinating.
Yeah, me too. I had no idea about that. And there was one of like Jaren's VIP, you know, things that he does where the meetup, and I was talking to him about it, and that's where this one guy chimed in. He doesn't talk too much in the VIPs, but he just said that thing about the 27 days in between the tropics and then 29 days for the phases. And the phases goes 29 days, and he said it has to do with the moon, where it is in relation to the sun. But then the 27 in between the tropics, I mean, that doesn't work if it would be at the Tropic of Cancer for the full moon and Capricorn for new moon. I mean, that makes sense, right?
Say that again. Tropic of...
Just like him saying the 27 days in between the tropics and 29 days for the phases, mm-hmm. Like, that can't be how it is, I kind of think. Because they would be changing. Like, the full moon wouldn't be at the Tropic of Cancer. You know, if it was 27 days changing, it'd be like maybe line up one time and then it'd be 2 days off. You know, the next time it's full moon.
Oh, I see, like, what you're saying. Well, you know what I was just looking at too. If you look here on time and date, right? The very last column in the moon thing is the duration. Now look at how much the duration varies. It starts at a 29 days, 14 hours and 9 minutes. And at one point, the duration of the cycle is 29 days, 7 hours, and 29 minutes. And then it starts to go back up again. So every moon phase isn't even the same length.
Yeah, like the duration. I saw it was like 29 hours or 29 days and 6 hours. And then it goes all the way up to 29 days and 20 hours at like the max.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
trippy stuff. I'm glad we're digging.
Yeah, but it just goes to show, you know, how this place is just so cool. You know, I mean, to me, it's like,
totally.
Oh, this place is so cool.
Totally. And you know, I can't hang too long. I'm still dealing with that one bush that I mentioned. And, you know, I like that, so that's one thing I talked out on Jaron when I called in, and the Farmer's Almanac, it tells you the best days to do everything according to the moon. So long story short with that, it tells you like 3 different trimming things. Like if you trim either your hair, grass, or bushes, if you do it as the moon is waxing, that increases growth. And if you do it while the moon is waning, that decreases growth. So I'm just waiting for the next waxing to cut my hair because I like cutting it on days to increase growth. But any plants I don't like, I'll kind of know that in the waning phase of the moon, I'll try to cut them. So yeah, I'm still dealing with that. But then just the whole everyone kind of tripping about the Jaron thing. I really do like Mark Sargent posted a Bryce Mitchell clip recently, and Bryce Mitchell, I really do like him. He said one of the best things ever. He goes, time will reveal it all. And just everyone hopping on the shit on Jaron train, like, come on, like, give it a week, at least. I just kind of roll my eyes at anyone claiming stuff this early. Yeah. And then if you try to say, hey, why are you claiming anything? They go, I'm not claiming nothing. Like, okay, well, come on. You've been talking for a while. So, I'm not getting it twisted, but yeah, I'm just still waiting, and I'm ready for, this next year. I'm not scared by it at all. It's just exciting.
It is exciting.
Totally.
All right. Thanks for calling, Tony.
Gotcha, Karen. Love calling in here. Peace out, everyone in chat. Later I'm going to go deal with this bush.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Peace
out. Oh, so funny. Lee, what's up? Thunder Chicken. I'm out. I know. I probably wouldn't be very successful at that because most of my viewers are males. So I would have to start rebuilding my audience again if I started doing that. Yes, 11/11. I missed 11/11. Oh, where'd my window go? Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Hello, Karen B.
What's up?
This is Doug Maurer.
Hey, Doug. Hey,
I wanted to thank you again for, well, first I want to warn you, watch out for that Tony Coriolis guy. He's an agent. No, I'm kidding. But with a last name like that, Tony. Anyways, I wanted to say thanks for sharing. I mean, I would have lost my shit more than you did with Sav because he's just being a complete and utter disrespectful, disgusting human being. And I hope Jaron kicks his ass off for roulette. I don't know. How could he even sit there and say these things when Jaron hasn't even had a chance to get home and release anything? And
yeah.
People are losing their minds. And Sav, I actually respected him up until a couple days ago.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
Thank you.
Well, you're welcome. And thank you for doing the same. For always being so cool.
Well, I just wanted to call in and tell you about that Tony guy, and thank you for that. And I'm going to get off your line now.
All right, Doug. Thank you so much.
Peace.
And then the unknown number was calling again. Screw you, loser. Duffy has been known to lurk this chat under an alias. Yeah, I'm sure he does. I'm sure they all like to lurk. Because that's how they get their content. These guys would never have any content if we weren't doing our thing over here. You know, they're like leeches. You know, they only have content because we make content. If Flat Earthers weren't making any content, they would have no reason to be here. So, you know, of course they do. Tony Coriolis, I'm watching you. Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B. Yeah, I don't hear anything.
Hey, Karen, did I get in?
Ah, there you are. Hello.
How you doing, Karen B?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Glad you're crushing.
What's going on?
Hi. I've got a young man here that wants to say hello.
Hello?
That's my little one. Yeah. A little nervous about talking to people on the phone.
That's understandable.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, people are continuing to spiral out of control, and we need to stop doing that because that's what the globe believers do, and this isn't looking good.
Yeah.
And I definitely say it seems like TFE, it seems like what they were trying to accomplish is definitely being accomplished.
Yeah. Yeah. It has caused quite a stir.
And yeah, it's like the Earth's flat, guys. Let's not make this weird.
Yeah, totally.
It's simple. It's gonna be great. I'm waiting. Last message I saw from Jaron, he's got all the video footage being uploaded or whatever. We're just waiting on that to finish up so we can all start looking at that footage.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited about it. Yeah, my son knows Jared and been keeping up with Jared and going down to Antarctica. And I told Owen he cannot complain about it being cold because he was not in Antarctica like they were.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. To me, this is a big thing for the entire community, all of us. It's just more information to help us understand more things. The Earth's flat. Let's figure out some more stuff.
Mm-hmm. For sure. I think it's a learning opportunity, and that's how everybody should be looking at it, not freaking out.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and I wanted to call out Sacred. Sacred did awesome last night. I caught him he jumped over on TikTok for a little bit, and there's a gentleman on there. He has the account name Vor, Voice of Reasons, and it was neat. I called him out. It was probably 2 years ago. Weiss had featured one of his videos on the app for destroying NASA, and NASA is a hoax and stuff like this. Well, this VOR, he's not a flat earther. He seems like he has intense he does not like flat Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And he's adamantly against it. And it seems like, for the last couple of weeks, he's been touching on it there on TikTok and at least having some decent conversations.
Yeah, well, that's cool. That's good.
Oh, it's great. I love it. Yeah. More and more every day. I'm excited.
Yes, we should all be excited. It's pretty cool.
Absolutely. All right. I don't want to bother you too long. Appreciate the phone call. Keep crushing, Karen. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for calling. Thank you, Upside Down Guy. God wants babies. Yes! Make babies! Not hit pieces. Opens thought patterns. Yeah. Yeah, Tony's pretty cool. I like Tony. Before Brenda finds your Google Voice number. I think Brenda has called me in the past. And then I hung up on it. Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Hi, Karen. Hey, I was curious how your thoughts on some of these people in the space thinking that there's the Las Vegas sphere in Antarctica and they faked it all.
No, I don't think so. That just
It's
seems
crazy, right?
It seems that's highly unlikely.
I don't want to name people's names, but some people are saying that they possibly built a Las Vegas sphere, like a $4 billion building in Antarctica, and then they filmed it and they faked it.
That is crazy. That's crazy.
It's
to me.
obviously they went down there and they freaking filmed a 24-hour sun. Like, just like suck it up.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't get it. I don't get it.
And then like this other guy, like people are like Eric Dubay and other. I name dropped someone. Damn it! People are like name dropping this. I honestly don't know his YouTube channel, but there's like a plexiglass and like he has like a mirror. He's like, oh, I'm filming a flashlight and I could make a model, and it's like, okay, well, how does the moon do the same thing? I don't know. It's so stupid. Like what people are pushing.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know why people feel the need to make so many excuses. It's, the earth measures flat. Water is flat. We see too far. Somebody explain that in a way that makes sense. It doesn't. So, whatever.
That was my main thing. Is like we see too far. Like that's always what I said. Like we see too far.
Mm-hmm.
But like I never really thought. Well, like I honestly thought like the 24-hour sun in Antarctica was fake because they seem to fake it.
Yeah, it did look that way, but I wonder if that wasn't some sort of like long troll. And also, I had looked for 24-hour sun in Antarctica videos on my own, and I found ones that looked complete, because I was like, well, maybe let me go find another one and see if I can see if it's faked or not. And I couldn't see where it was faked, so I just didn't talk about it. But then it also kind of...
You found your own? You found your own research videos?
Yeah.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that I looked for 24-hour sun in Antarctica videos when people were making videos about the ones that were faked or that looked edited, and I found videos that did not look faked or edited of the 24-hour sun in Antarctica that was time-lapse. So instead, I just never talked about it.
All right, I'm going to say it. I trusted Jaron, but no, I honestly thought, I thought Jaron was researched it. So I trusted his thought process, and I kind of looked. I didn't look as hard as you did apparently, but I just didn't see the 24. They stopped it short. They stopped it short, and then they looped it funny. I don't know. So it was kind of fun. It's weird. And then you see those sailors trying to go to Antarctica and they get turned around by a Navy vessel. Mm-hmm. It's you can't, I don't know. It's just,
I mean, it is weird. There's other weird stuff about Antarctica for sure.
Your phone number's not being changed though. Just so you know.
Yeah, I'm sure. Did you call the 666 number?
I did. I tried to change your phone number, but you didn't fall for the prank call.
Well, that other guy should have changed an hour ago. What's going on?
I have a prank call. Someone prank calls people and they act like they're from the ISS and they drop stuff. I tried to send you the link in your YouTube, but I don't think I can do it. Can I, do you accept text message on this phone number?
I don't think you can text this number, but you can email it. My email.
It seems like a lot of work.
Okay.
I don't know. But, it's, okay. But these people thinking there's a green screen, they're green screening and the whole, it's dude, they fucking went to Antarctica and they just saw the 24-hour sun.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I guess there's not that many people, but the people that are saying that it's fake and they possibly put a Las Vegas sphere down in Antarctica and filled it up with snow and walked around.
So ridiculous.
It's dude, y'all are. It's yeah, okay. I don't want to name call, but it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
it's absurd. Like, it makes me think like Sandy Hook was real. It's like, holy crap. Like maybe a fire in Building 7 really made it fall down. It's like, it's so ridiculous that like these people are like, no, like they're like, I'm going to do my due diligence and just watch the frames and then like make sure that they're probably not, it's probably all staged and they're shills, and Bob Nodell was with the FBI. It's like, dude, you guys are fucking crazy.
Conspiratards.
That's what
Those people are conspiratards.
It's like too far. It's like
it's insane.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
It's too far. It's like, oh, now I see why they're calling us idiots. Like damn it. Like the Fight the Flat Earth or whatever, Fight the Craig guy. It's like, oh, now I see why he's calling us names. Because it's just like, if you don't see that if you doubt that they went there, they like literally had like GPS devices on them.
Yeah.
And then they flew down there. And then they flew, and then like the Duffy guy even like flew a drone like a mile away. Okay, that's all. They staged all that.
I know.
In a Las Vegas sphere.
That's so ridiculous.
Like,
I want to see the tone.
If they're like, oh, it might be fake. If you say it might be fake, it's like, it's you might be retarded.
Yeah. I mean, and people thinking that Jaren and Whitsitt were fooled, like they were brought somewhere that they weren't really, and they weren't really where they were told that they were, like as if they aren't smart enough to figure that out. Like you would literally have to drug and blindfold somebody and take them somewhere. And then they would have been drugged and blindfolded. You know what I mean? Like they're not so dumb. And plus, how would you even fake something like that? You could fake like an entire town in Chile, in southern Chile, right? Like, it's just ridiculous. All of it is just ridiculous.
Well, the little, like, Union Glacier is, like, on Google Maps. Mm-hmm. So it's like, and they were there. So you saw the rows of tents. Mm-hmm. And, like, you saw them there. It's like, okay, so they faked it all. And then, like, conveniently faked it. I don't know. It's just, it's crazy. Mm-hmm. It's like, it's like, oh, like the guy had like a green screen camera on or something. Like Will Duffy had like a green screen, like Chromecast or something.
He had the green screen filter on settings on the camera were left on
for one video.
Yeah,
and then they're like they're saying it's fake because they didn't do a 24-hour live, and it's obvious that the 24-hour footage is like probably like 2 terabytes of like, so like you can't upload it instantly. Like it's gonna like you're gonna have to do like 4 or 5 parts.
Oh, I know. I don't think people realize how memory intensive all that video and stuff will be, or it is.
I was actually surprised that they live streamed from Antarctica. Yeah. I was expecting them to go down there, like, and then just be like closed out, like we wouldn't hear from them till Christmas or something.
Yeah.
Like once they got back, but they were like, oh, they got down there, like, oh, we're live streaming, blah, blah. And then they're like these people are saying it's fake because they didn't live stream for 24 hours. They're like, you guys are crazy, because they were live streaming down there, calling people. McToon's called the Oakley guy, obviously, but like it's they were obviously down there, and they had like GPS little monitors.
Yeah.
Like you could, I mean, they weren't precise or anything, but you could kind of see the vicinity. where they were at. I didn't realize how crazy. Well, like, and then like the upward acceleration people. I think it's all upward acceleration people, right?
I don't know.
What do they call that? Upward velocity,
Upward
gravity, or something?
I don't know. Upwards rising Earth. I don't know.
Isn't that the Flat Earth Society's main thing?
It was, but allegedly they changed because we used to say that all the time. That's Flat Earth Society, and then the Flat Earth Society allegedly stopped saying that the Earth was rising, and so that's why these guys, these flat earthers who used to be against all that, now feel okay to co-opt the upwards rising theory and stir shit up in between people in the community and get attention and get clicks. That's all it is.
Like these people that think that the Earth is rising, do they not understand that's acceleration? So it's like 7.
No, they say it's not accelerating. They say it's a constant motion. It's not accelerating.
No, you have to keep increasing your speed to feel that, to get the gravity force or whatever. Like, it's like if you're in your car and you accelerate and you fall back, or it's what is it, like 7 feet per squared? I don't know, but it's like you have to keep going faster and faster. But like if you start driving 60 miles an hour, or if you like accelerate really fast to 60 miles an hour, you'll feel the drag, or they call that gravity. But once you get to 60 miles an hour, like then you can like free roam in your car. So it's like for them to think that like it's rising constantly, it has to keep increasing, like squared. It's like 7, whatever the gravity is, like 7 meters or 7. I don't know what it is. 7 something square, but it's like it's increasing.
I think it's 9.8 meters squared or something like that.
Yeah, square. Like it's like you have to keep increasing, because like once you like get to cruise control, like you level out. So you have to keep increasing to where like in like a year you're like already going faster than the speed of light.
I don't know. I don't know how they reconcile that in their brains, or why they even think it's a thing. I don't know.
And they're like very adamant. They're like, no. They're like, no, like Jaren faked it all. He's obviously a shill, and so is Whitsett. They're like the number one glowers, and like, it's like, dude, you guys are fucking crazy, man.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Fucking crazy.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? I don't know. I think I might go to Walgreens to get my COVID vaccine. I might trust the science now. I'm like, do I trust the science?
Yeah. Why not?
I don't know. I'm not going to go that far. But it's like they're saying, they're now like, some of the people are saying it's a virtual sun, and it's virtual stars. It's virtual. It's like, what the fuck? Like, is this really what? I don't know. It's fucking crazy. It's stupid and crazy at this point.
Yeah.
Hearing from some of these, like, there's more guys. Like, I don't want to name drop people, but like these people are fucking crazy. All of them. Yeah. Anyone that says Jaren is a liar or a shill is most likely like trying to start a cult or something.
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
Are you starting a cult? Like, do you have like a witch's brew like recipe for Christmas?
Huh?
Like, what are you stirring up for Christmas?
Nothing.
Nothing? I don't know. You don't celebrate Christmas?
Not.
Are you one of those people that are like, oh, it's Saturnalia? Or like, I don't know. Like, it's like, what are we supposed to do? Like, we're all obviously slaves in a government-controlled system. So, like, all we can do is just, like, plant seeds and, like, I don't know, like how are we supposed to be happy?
Well, you just gotta make yourself happy in your own life. Just, spend time with, just do stuff. Live your life. That's it. Just don't pay attention to these crazy people.
So it doesn't matter if it's flat or it's flat or glow. Well, like, I mean, it's like the pseudoscience. Like, it's like the speed of light. That's all pseudoscience. Like, I think I left you a voicemail. I called you like 8 times. It was like the fake Google message. But like, these people, like, if you go out on a full moon, if like there's a full moon, like full moon casts a shadow, but like it casts the same shadow as the sun. So like they can't measure your shadow to a stick and like say the sun's 93 million miles away. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I got other people trying to call in, so I'm gonna let you go. But thanks for calling.
About what? Are they? Yeah.
What do you mean about what? Why would I know what somebody's calling about? I'm not psychic. You're asking me if I'm a witch? Get out of here. Rambling. Yes, totally rambling. Perverts perverted the earth. Somebody up here asked me a question. Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
What's up, young lady?
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
This is Harmon.
Hey, Harmon. How's it going?
I think that was Brenda.
I don't know who that was.
It was Brenda. I followed all the traits of Brenda, just to disrupt your show.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, one of the first 2 minutes, I said, no, that's Brenda. I don't know, what does the chat think? Anyway, I've always broke it down to now, with all the guys I've been around and stuff, when I say, I don't even like saying I can see too far, because what does that mean? We're on our realm, we just, I know what it means, but I'm saying, in the real world, what does that mean? You see as far as you can see.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I always say now, I go to all these guys like Brenda or anybody that say anything, I say one question. I'm on the beach, Seal Beach, California, and I can see Catalina Island from the bottom from 26 miles away. And I said, that's the end of the discussion. You answer that, then we'll go from there. I never go any farther than that anymore after all these years.
Mm-hmm.
I just say, I can see Catalina Island from Seal Beach.
Yeah.
That's all you got to say. What else you going to say? Go from there. And anyway, so I was really proud of you last night, giving Solve his taste of his own medicine. You were just waiting for him to butt in on you. Because that's what he does.
Yeah.
To everybody. And that the Ironworks guy, he is so patient with him. He just, when he goes, he just be quiet, let him take over the conversation. And I don't think Saul realized he does that. It's such a habit of him.
Yeah, maybe not.
Then Lowry and his lady called in last night to defend you, right?
What was on their show? It was on their show.
No, 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 no. That was on
Oh, there was another stream
it,
afterwards where they were talking crap. Oh yeah, okay, I didn't see that.
yeah, it's Ironworks.
Mm-hmm.
Ironworks show channel. You know, the other one was the tinfoil hat one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
tinfoil
yeah,
hat.
no, yeah. They went over it, and so it was a conversation back and forth for hours last night. And so then, so Ironworks replayed the video to the part where, okay, let's see where it went sideways in the conversation. And it was exactly when Saul tried to talk over you. And that's where everything went different. And they analyzed it and talked about it for hours last night.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So that's it. Yeah, it was. But they say everything was calm until he tried to walk over you. I let him walk over me. He's done that to me a couple of times, and he calls me every name in the book, but I don't. It doesn't bother me, you know. And really, when you went off last night, everybody's, oh, look at, she had a meltdown, and they're all calling the Karen B's meltdown on the channel last night. And I said, dude, she wasn't even mad. She was. If that was anger, you know, to me, she was just put someone in place. Were you what? Would you call that you were really angry last night?
No, I was not angry.
Not even one bit. I didn't see any real anger in you. I just saw you defending your position.
Yeah.
You know, but very good on you. You know, very good. And I said, I don't know anything else. I just call and say hello and just say that I thought it was quite good that you put Saul in his place. All you did is give him a taste of his own medicine. That's all.
Yeah.
And like I said, just on him, I just don't think do you think he knows he butts in like that or not?
I don't know. I
I don't think he does. It's such a habit, yeah.
Maybe not.
That's what I'm thinking. Oh, I watch him enough times, you know. I just don't think he realizes he does it. So anyway, so that was about it. And so you were saying one thing. Oh, and about the 24-hour sun down there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it looked real to me. And I've always been the guy that I knew because of the people I talked to in Australia and stuff that it rises south of east and sets south of west. I mean, there was no doubt. But I was surprised that it circled down there because I always said, what's it circling?
Yeah.
You know? So, you know, I know what it circles in the north. At least we seem to know. And I go, okay. And I said, yeah, I know the sun does what it does in Australia and other places. But what's it circling in the south? Well, what's the circle?
I don't know.
Is it? I mean, isn't that wild? I mean, the best statement you made last night. You just love this magical realm we live in. It's so magical.
It is.
You know that we. Yes, it was such a great statement. Expound on that a little bit.
Well, it just blew my mind because I was thinking about the sun going around in Antarctica, and like I said, I had watched that. I watched a video called "Light is Weird," and it was talking about how light does different things based on being observed. So to me, it was like, wow, no matter where you stand in the realm, the sun goes around you. So what's the sun circling? The observers. It's circling the observers always.
Isn't that wild?
It's wild.
It didn't seem like the same. It didn't seem like the same effect it does in the north. There's just one guy from Murmansk or something like that.
Oh,
Russia,
Murmansk.
North. Murmansk, yeah. And he does it every year. I don't know if you know that or not. This one guy. Yeah,
isn't it Sergey something?
I wish I could remember. I always have to look it up where he is because no one follows him. Anyway, he coordinated with a guy in Hawaii this year when he did his and trying to look what the sun was doing in Hawaii at the same time he was doing the 24-hour sun. And but what happens in the north, the sun wobbles up and down quite a bit. And the one in the south just went straight.
Really?
And pretty much. It didn't do the wobbling, if you know what I'm talking about.
Well, I think that also depends on how close you are to the 90-degree mark.
How close is Murmansk? I have no idea, actually. I should have had that ready. Never mind.
Well, I mean,
I should have had that.
We can figure it out.
Yes. See what it is. I don't know. Does anyone in the chat know what degree Murmansk is on? Look at me lazy.
It is
type it in, right?
68 degrees north.
Oh, that's why. It's quite a bit lower, isn't it?
Yeah. So they were, when they were in Antarctica, they were at 79.
How much difference is between 79 and 81 degree? I know, but how many miles is that? Do you know? It can't be that many, right?
I think, isn't it like 70-ish miles per degree?
I have forgotten that so far. But anyway, so I just want to say thank you. And, oh yeah, what about is the moon? I like what you guys are doing with the moon, because I've always been too lazy. I always wanted to come out with a moon calendar. I'm sure they got them out there. It is 28 days. It doesn't make sense to make it 29 and something change, does it?
Well,
I don't get it.
Because you have to include the new moon, because the new moon is also part of the phase, is part of the cycle. So it's like visible days. You'll see that the moon is visible for like 27 and a half to 28 days, and then it's a new moon. So if you include the new moon, which you should, because it is part of the cycle, so I don't know why people want to exclude an entire section of the cycle, but then it's over 29 days.
So it wouldn't work with a 13-month cycle then?
Mm-mm. So, no.
Because that's too many days then, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, another mystery. You know how it works.
Yeah.
So how many moon cycles are there in the year then? Is it 12?
Yes, there's 12 full moon cycles in the year. Maybe it's like, it could be a little over, a little under, but like I was saying, if you go look on timeanddate.com and you click on the moon phases, and then it'll tell you for the year, you know, how many full moons and how many new moons and when they happen and all that stuff. And in 2025, there's only 12 full moons and 12 new moons. So that's 12 cycles.
Oh, wow, that comes out pretty even on that one. So, but the full moon is always in on the Capricorn, you're saying?
It's always on the Tropic of Cancer. And
I mean Cancer, yeah.
Yeah. And then the new moon's always on the Tropic of Capricorn. That's wild to me. I thought it was every other month.
Yeah, so that you just figured that, I mean, you just understood that today?
Yes.
So I had never thought about it.
Yes.
Wow.
And it became a thing because we were talking about how Duffy was saying he was going to be the first to record a new moon from Antarctica, right? The full moon.
Yeah, I remember that.
Right? But then they couldn't even see it. So it was funny that he didn't even research whether or not you should be able to see it there. And then they were saying, like he was saying on his video, the globe predicts that there will be a full moon, but no, it doesn't. It never even predicted that. What a numbnut.
Yeah, and then he was talking about seeing the moon. I would say the sun would be so bright out there. Even if it was there, you wouldn't be able to see it. It seemed like, I'm thinking.
Yeah, it was pretty bright. But, there's those very rare occasions where the full moon is still in the sky when the sun comes up, and the sun comes over the horizon for you. So there's like a couple of times when you can rarely see the full moon setting, right, when the sun's over the horizon, and you could still see it. So I'm pretty confident that if it was there, they would have been able to see it. But it just never goes there.
But I think that's, like you say, it's very neat that it's a full moon on Cancer. It seems like every time you haven't really looked into it to go for a lot, but just what you looked at today, it seems like it's on on Cancer every time, right?
Cancer every time for
the
what?
Moon.
Full moon. Yes, it is. Yes, all
that's
the ones that I
very
checked.
Exciting news.
Yeah,
I like that. I really. You said you were saying it was exciting to you. It is really exciting to me too, because how come we didn't think of that before? I'm sure there's people out there who knew it.
Yeah.
And then, Upside Down guy saying in the chat, it says 13 full cycles. I don't know I don't know how to count that. I just don't get it. 13 full cycles. It says, I'm pretty sure that was Upside Down if a guy that called before Harmon. Oh, the guy, wannabe amateur bear said that. Huh. He says it was Upside Down guy. Do you think so?
Wait, what about Upside Down guy?
The trolling guy, the guy that was kind of asking everything. The chat says that they think that was Upside Down guy called in.
Oh, I don't know. Was it?
I think it's Brenda.
I have no idea.
I'm gonna stick to Brenda. I know it's just fun when they get someone like that. And that guy called with no number. You knew better than answering.
I know, but
You
I
know,
did just to
you
see.
knew better.
I knew better. I knew it wasn't going to go well. I knew it.
All right, thank you so much. Oh, it says Harmon, how's Infinite Plane Radio hanging? Plane Radio hanging. Infinite Plane Radio.
That
I
is.
think he's talking about.
You remember that guy, right?
Yeah. I listen to him once in a while. I get bored. You got to remember, I'm single and nothing to do, and an old man, so I just listen to anything that's on. It's in the background.
Yeah.
And so so I guess I must have talked to him on Infinite Plane Radio one time. I don't know, Upside Down guy. I know his name. I don't remember him. He sent you a $2 chat to get the message. So I don't know if he's digging or not.
I don't know.
Anyway, thanks for the information, and I'm going to look into that moon being on Cancer, the full moon on Cancer, and then the new moon was always on Capricorn.
Yes.
I mean, and it cycles pretty evenly, and you saw that the new moon was pretty much hidden by the sun. You think it's like faded out or something? What is your opinion on that? How you don't see it?
Well, I think it's because the moon is probably lower in altitude at that point than the sun. So the lit part is going to be above us and we won't see the bottom part. And that could be a possibility. Also, if you know, this is another reason why we think the moon could be fluorescing sunlight, because when minerals fluoresce, when they're warmer, the fluorescence is much, much less. It's diminished, like they can't fluoresce, but when they're cold, they fluoresce bright. So it could be, maybe it's a combination of those two things. I don't know.
So, you're under the assumption that the moon does the casts cool light?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's measurably cool, right? We've measured it.
No, not even close. To me, I did a test on it pretty good, more than anyone else has done, and it come out. It makes no difference. It changes nothing.
Huh.
And
well,
yeah, I did it. I even made me a channel like 4 years ago, and put my findings on a channel. That's the only thing I ever posted in my life. And I showed what I did. I started the experiment. I said, people have got to start the experiment in the daytime. You can't just go out there willy-nilly at night and stuff. So what I did is I took my truck and stuff out in the desert, and the moon wasn't due up till like 10:30 at night or something like out here. And so I started at like 4 o'clock, and I wanted to know when the transition was. When did the shade underneath my tailgate become warmer and the outside became cooler? And it changed at twilight. As soon as the sun went behind the mountain, and you still have the ambient light for another hour or so, right?
Mm-hmm.
As soon as the moon went behind the mountain, the shade underneath my tailgate became warmer than the ground on the outside. So it changed before even the daylight went away. And so I said, okay, that's interesting. So then I sat there and did the readings when it got dark, and had rocks underneath my tailgate and out in the open in the desert, the same rocks to make them where it's like that. And it always stayed that, I call it the shade or the lee or the protection or the shelter that affected the change of the temperature in the shade. It had nothing to do with the moon, because the moon wasn't even up yet, so it didn't change. So when the moon came up, I had half the tailgate was in direct moonlight, and the other half was in the shade. And underneath the tailgate, there was no difference. The direct moonlight and the ones in the tailgate were all the same. But the ones, and then it even changed so much that when I turned the light on my camera, on my phone camera,
Mm-hmm.
just that alone changed the temperature that quick underneath the tailgate too. So what I did, I hope I'm not losing you. So real quick, I took and measured how long the shadow from my truck cast when the moon came up, and it was 15 feet from the truck. So I took the rocks and went to the very end of the shadow and put the rocks in the shadow 15 feet away from the protection of the shelter, and the rocks in the direct moonlight out 15 feet away, and there was no difference. The ones in the shadow and the ones in the direct moonlight were the same temperatures. So it never changed. And so people make the mistake of having light around. They also make a mistake of, when they're taking the temperature, you're taking it near a shelter, the other side of a tree, the other side of a rock, whatever. The closer you get to the shelter, the warmer the light becomes, the warmer the temperature becomes. So yeah, it wasn't even close. Like I said, the key was, when does it change? And it changes before this ambient light's even gone. Did I explain that good enough?
Yes, I got what you're saying.
And okay, and it's on. Let me show you real quick. I'll tell you the name of my channel. I can't remember. Don't look it up enough. Flat Earth Outlaw is that YouTube channel I created.
Oh, okay.
So if you look up Flat Earth Outlaw, that's the only videos I have on there. And I'm very amateur. I didn't know how to splice them together or nothing. So there's like 18 2-minute videos and stuff like that, for each test.
Ah, I see.
So, yeah, so you just have to be patient. Follow. And I couldn't figure out how to get number 1 on top, like go in order that way. So you have to start from the bottom and go up to do the order. But if you look at it, I would like to know your opinion on that, how I did the moon testing.
Okay. We'll have to look at it later.
No, I'm not saying, no, not now. Sheesh, no, I just want you to take your time and look at it. It's called Flat Earth Outlaw. That's where I'm at.
Okay.
Okay?
All right, cool. Is it all one word, or do you have, how's it?
No, it's all one word, just Flat Earth Outlaw.
Oh, okay.
It's all one word. And that's, like I haven't gone there. I don't even know how long since I've been there. Let me see if I got any views real quick. Look it up. Flat Earth Outlaw, YouTube.
Oh, I see. I got it. I found it.
Is it there?
Yep.
All right. Anyway, you see what I got that. So you go backwards and look it up on there. Because I was so mad at all these people keep saying that the moon casts cold light. And I said, well, no one's ever really tested. They always text the next to shelter. And if you text the next to shelter, it's always going to be warmer. That's why animals sleep against the trees or against boulders and stuff. They don't never sleep out in the open because you're not protected.
Yeah.
And so you'll see. I thank you for your patience with me, and you take care.
Okay. Thanks, Armin.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Yeah. I'll have to try that myself too. The other thing I wonder about too, with doing it in the desert, like sand has high heat retention. So I gotta wonder if the sand wasn't releasing heat after the sun went down, because that's how passive solar heating works. The sun heats up the material all day long, and then the material emits the heat all night. I don't know, but I'll take a look. I will take a look at your stuff. Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
What up?
Hello.
Can you tell who this is?
Not yet. You want to just tell me? Or is it going to be guessing game?
It's a tough decision. No, it's awesome. No one can see my number, right?
I can, but they can't.
Yeah, but no one else can?
No.
Okay. What's up? It's Austin. You can't tell us it's me. What's it?
What's it? Hey, what's it? No, okay, now I hear it, but you know what, though? I don't even recall, I just wouldn't expect you to call. What's going on?
It's just random. I'm about to have to go run an errand. I saw you were live on X, and I saw you had a call-in number. So I called in.
Hey, what's up? How are you doing?
Pretty good. I'm a little sick.
Oh. That's right, you said you felt sick in Antarctica, right? Are you still getting over that?
Yeah, when I cough, my chest hurts. Pretty crazy. But anyway, what do you think about how everyone's acting?
Oh, dude, everybody's gone full retard.
Isn't it crazy?
It's wild, man. It's wild. I never expected people to flip on you guys so hardcore. Like, I never seen so much vitriol against you and Jared, and most of it is from flat earthers. Like, it blows my mind. I can't even believe how people are behaving at all. It's wild.
Yeah, it's crazy because like so I'm trying to be like fair about it. So I'm trying to think like if some random flat earthers I didn't know went supposedly, I would probably be pretty skeptical at first, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it just seems weird that it's like me and Jaron. But yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. But I can assure you guys, I went there, and that freaking sun goes right to left around your head, and it goes nowhere.
That's pretty interesting. So what did you think when you saw that? Were you like, what was your feeling when you saw it happening?
I guess it was kind of surreal, but I will say that like with the time leading up there, I shifted over to like expecting to see it. Does that make sense? Because I'm like, they're not going to take us somewhere that it's supposed to be there and then it not be there. Like I thought the least likely thing the trip would actually happen. We'd go there and see the sunset. Like what the hell? There's no way that they're going to do that, right? So when I realized that the trip was like actually happening, I'm like, dang, you must be able to see like a 24-hour sun where we're going. And yeah, so I was really thinking the trip would maybe get canceled or something, and it didn't. And also I had like a flat earther reach out to me like 4 days before the trip and say, I've been to Antarctica twice and there is a 24-hour sun.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, I'm like, where have you been, man? So
I know, right?
And I also had I had a friend that looked through like all the different Union Glacier videos, and he found like a random YouTube channel with a video with like 100 views of a guy that went skydiving there, and he had a 360 cam that caught the sun. I'm like, well, that's probably not fake, right? Because it's got like 100 views. So there were a bunch of things like that happening, like leading up to it, where I'm like, oh dang, we're probably gonna see it. And then how confident they were, and like Duffy acting like he didn't talk to them about it was obviously a lie. I knew that he did, so I guess that kind of changed the way I view it, but it was still pretty surreal to see it. And Antarctica is super flat.
Yeah.
Like, it's super flat. Like,
that's what I was wondering. Did you guys do any like long distance videoing? Do you have anything like that you guys were able to do?
Yeah, so we have like long distance infrared shots. And you just see super far, like even with the naked eye. So we have long distance shots, but it's all ice, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So obviously it's super flat. It would have been cool to go down there and just do a bunch of flat earth tests for sure. But they told us, I guess you may know about this, but they told us like you can only bring one carry-on and then one checked bag up to 55 pounds. So I couldn't really bring anything. And then we get there and they're like, oh, you can bring unlimited bags. It's just the total amount of weight for your whole group. And you guys have like the whole plane for 10 people. You can bring as much as you want. And all the Glovers had all kinds of bags. Like they knew, but we didn't.
That's
so it really
dirty.
limited, like, yeah, bro. It limited the equipment I could bring, the tests I could do, so that's pretty lame. And then so I'm like running around Punta Arenas trying to find last minute things, like couldn't find a sextant or a gyro compass or anything, but yeah.
That's really dirty. I didn't know that. I didn't know that the Globers knew about the unlimited baggage and you guys didn't. What kind of shenanigans is that?
They brought tons of bags. I don't know why else they would, right? And then like there were a few things like that. They got there a day early to kind of be able to chill and rest and like get everything together. And obviously they were trying to like pounce on the director guy. Mm-hmm. And we have these long, crazy flights, like 24 hours of flying. And we get in there and then like, bang, we have to hit the ground running. It's like getting no sleep. And then when we get there, we go out to the observation area and we get the Starlink set up. And then they don't give the flat earthers the Wi-Fi password. They give it to like Mark to do the attempted 24-hour live stream that crashed. and then Duffy sets up his live stream, Latoon sets up his live stream, and they got them all scheduled, but they're not giving us the Wi-Fi. So like we got taken away from the camp that has Wi-Fi and then set up our Wi-Fi in our own place, but then so we were basically unable to really check in with people, unable to like try to quickly do a live stream or anything like that for like many hours, you know, like a 7-8 hours or maybe till the next morning.
Oh my God.
So.
That's fucked up. See, and then everybody's over here going, why didn't they stream? Why aren't they doing this? Why aren't they doing that? Well, now you guys know why. That's shady.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's crazy. And that's another thing I keep trying to tell flat earthers, man. I'm like, yo, just chill out, because even me just like, I can just field questions. It obviously being real, like any crazy conspiratorial question you can come up with, I can obviously answer it. And so whenever you start to hear the actual information, you're going to feel stupid. And then obviously we had like 7-8 people filming every freaking second, basically.
Yeah.
You know? So there's actually like way too much data and way too much evidence to like even sift through. So they're going to also feel stupid about that, right? Whenever it's just like videos of everything, the trip there, the trip back, the little scenic flight we did, and GoPro strapped to our chest while we're going from place to place and all this. And then there's a 25-hour long 360 video. I mean, it's like actually a 25-hour long video. And, you know, you can just scroll around with your finger and you can look in all directions. It's an Insta 360. So for you to be able to fact check all of the time lapses, all of the other videos tracking the sun, seeing all the people walking up to their cameras throughout the 24 hours, you know, you're going to be able to like fact check all directions.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
So yeah. Anyway, not to just talk your head off, but yeah, people should chill. I'll say one thing because I think it's important. Like, I think this is super good for flat Earth.
Me too.
I know people may not. Yeah, that's what I think. People may not feel that way, but I think so. I think like we're supposed to be truthers. If there's a 24-hour sun, I guess what we can say definitively is there is a 24-hour sun in that location. But I will say I think it stays there for a while. Based on talking to everyone, I can guarantee you not everyone at that camp was some like freaking actor. You know what I'm saying? They're just like from Alaska and they come down there during their winter and they work there. They just like climb mountains or whatever. And I talk to all these people, you know, the sun just stays up for a while, and that's good, you know? Like, if we were highly skeptical or didn't believe there was one, it's good that we know that there is one. And then I want to say one more thing to you, tell me what you think about this. So, we were shown, like, the globe model, obviously, right? And if I go look at the scriptures, I know everyone doesn't believe in scriptures, but at the least, you got to recognize that they've been pretty on point about a lot. It says that you can't measure the earth, and you can't really know what the earth is. And it says that the earth, it actually means land. It's brought up out of the water. It wasn't made till the third day. So there was like water everywhere. Land was brought up out of it. Water above us, water below us, water all around us. Immeasurable water, immeasurable depth to the water, waters below. And so we replaced this like little finite globe model with kind of another one. And it's obviously useful in terms of like conceptualizations and visualizations and understanding like the base premise of things, but maybe that's why, like maybe we tried to bottle the creator up again, like where the whole attack on him was trying to minimize what he made to act like you can like measure it, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And
then we kind of replaced it, you know what I'm saying? So maybe in that sense, FV's being humbled a little bit, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's a good thing because I think like this traps them into covering us on the mainstream because they can't resist. It's like the Trump effect, you know, even though obviously Trump is super sus, but like they hate Trump, but they can't resist talking about him because it gives them so many clicks.
Yeah.
And then it just ends up making Trump way bigger.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's how I view it. So I think it's good. I think truth doesn't fear investigation. And then now, you know, I'm going to be on Candace Owens at the beginning of the year. I got a bunch of big podcasts trying to hit me up, and I'm obviously just going to tell them, you know, what's in the sky doesn't determine what the ground is, and we have physical empirical measurements that falsify the alleged radius of the globe Earth. And let's go through them.
Yes.
So
Absolutely. And I was going to ask when you were going to be on, Candace. So after the new year, you're going to be there, beginning of the year in January sometime?
Yep. Since I think Mark goes back around the 4th or the 6th, so sometime after that. Should be pretty early in the beginning of the year.
And do you know who's going to be there from the Globe side yet?
Freaking McTune.
No! Oh,
yeah,
God. He's the worst one. He's literally the worst.
I think that might be good, though. Like, people see that that's who's representing that side in a way. It could be good,
You know, you're not wrong. You're not wrong about that.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. He will totally show his ass, I'm sure.
Let me float another idea out to you, too. So everyone kind of be thinking about it. So I was thinking about countering, this, they call this the final experiment. It's obviously not experiments, not final, whatever. I was calling it like the first examination, the first expedition, the first endeavor, whatever. But I think we need to do something that actually will be definitive and make our own documentary. And I can tell you some stuff in private about the documentary, but that's a huge win for us, bro. We got final edit, final cut, and it's even crazier than I thought. That's just going to be a flat earth documentary, or it's not going to even exist. It's hilarious, and that's why I think the creator's doing all this, and everyone should pump the brakes and chill out because it's all good. But my idea, long story short, is to come up with actual definitive tests. So one of my ideas is like, say I'm outside Tampa, someone goes over near New Orleans, but maybe not below sea level. And then you get a horizontal antenna, you send a high frequency radio wave, you do all the math. The globe Earth says it should get blocked, it's going to start going towards space, and then it's going to reflect off the ionosphere, right? Skywave propagation or whatever. So that creates a skip zone. So you just put someone right in the middle of the skip zone. If they receive the signal, it falsifies the globe, like physically, definitively.
Mm-hmm.
Almost every glober admits tests like that, where we get even like, say, physicists and stuff from the globe side to come explain why it's not possible on the globe, and then all of us go document it like 4K and make a documentary of an actual final test of our final list of tests or experiments.
Yeah, Witsit, that reminds me that FE Corps purchased 2 high-end microwave radio transmission things that to do a point-to-point test, and then it was never done because our guy Sander, that's a long story, but anyway, there are 2 high-end ubiquity microwave radio transmission dishes sitting in storage. We need to use something with them. Anyway, we can talk about all that stuff later.
Wow, we still have them?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're in Europe, but we have them.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool, yeah.
Anyway,
yeah, I think that's a big deal.
Yeah, totally. And you're right. We need to start doing stuff where we're in charge of it and not the Globies. Although, the Antarctica trip, that was a crazy amount of money. And I don't know that we could have ever raised that kind of money to do it where the Flat Earthers organized it. But I'm sure that there's other things that we can do that are less expensive.
And it would have made no sense to do that anyway, because we got lucky. And that's why I prayed a lot before I went, and I knew I was supposed to go.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because Jaron said he also felt like he heard go see, but I prayed a lot. I knew I was supposed to go because I knew he would show me a sign I was supposed to go. Long story short, we get there and it's beautiful, Karen. It's there's not a cloud anywhere. It's incredible. And they were saying that this whole year so far it had been overcast and cloudy except for the day before, and then that day it just cleared up and it was perfect. So we landed after all that travel and sprinted straight there and, just pulled 35, 40 hours straight, staying up, just taping everything. And then it got super overcast. So imagine us spending all that money as flat earthers or raising money and then getting there and just it being super, super cloudy. It makes no sense to spend that money.
Yeah. I actually thought that was what was going to happen. I thought it was going to be overcast and it was going to be inconclusive. That's what I thought would happen. But and even before you guys left, I was like, it'll be so much more interesting if they actually see the 24-hour sun than if they don't. It'll be way more interesting. So I was actually pretty glad.
Yeah, I think it's cool. Yeah, because this wouldn't be all over the news if we didn't see anything. And, I've been saying like this. Sorry, I'm driving, so don't make me make you talk to me forever. But I've been saying like this, we're at war. I'm actually not a huge fan of the art of war because it requires a lot of deception and stuff like that. But when you're in war, it's a little different. and we are in war. It's kind of like a spiritual war, but we are in war. It's like an information war. And when you're in war against an opponent that's like way more powerful than you, has way more resources than you, like owns the media, owns everything, like you have to trap them in. I think. Sorry. I heard your stream playing in my headphones. You have to trap them in to basically giving you the publicity, right? And in war, you lose some people. So there's some people that are kind of weak and can't calm down long enough to just see the evidence and like be a real truther. Kai's calling them anti-truthers.
Yep.
Because like it's just like a glober, right? If you have an idea or a belief and then you have some evidence presented that doesn't go along with that, instead of facing it or incorporating it, you just dismiss it, ignore it, deny it, say it's fake, start attacking people. That's like an anti-truther thing to do. But we're like in war, and so we had to trap these people into getting us through the censorship and bringing the conversation to the table. And since we sent like real flat earthers there, and I don't even think Jaron wants to take any interviews, well, they're going to have to ask me about the situation, and I'm just going to get the real flat earth arguments out.
Mm-hmm.
And so we actually just 5G chessed them, basically. So
I love it. It's fantastic. I'm so glad you guys went, and I'm so proud of you guys. Really, it's so cool. Thanks for calling their bluff.
Nice, thank you. Yeah. Well, cool. I'm glad we got some sane people. I knew the real ones were going to hold it down, though. You know, the real ones were excited for us to go before we went. They were talking to us on the way, and they've had our back since we landed, you know. And one more thing, everyone's asking for all this stuff. It's like, dude, I can speak for everyone, including the Glovers, dude. Everyone is extremely exhausted because, like, we didn't stop. It was like we had an itinerary. It's like orientation here, debrief here, okay, dinner here, set this up here, and we're unpacking like 55-pound carry-on or checked bag, 2 carry-on backpacks, a huge bag of rental gear, and then a huge double-layered sleeping bag. And you have to carry all that on and off the truck a million times and through the snow and back and forth, and you're just never stopping, never sleeping. The food wasn't that great. Then there's literally a super bright sun out at all times, and it completely throws off your circadian rhythm. And of course, it's like cold and dry. It's a desert, so it's like really intense on you. And then you have to come back after doing all that travel to get there, and then doing all that the whole time you're there, and then you have to drive. I had to fly, it was like 24 hours of travel to get back.
Yeah,
and then I get back to like 4 in the. Yeah, so like obviously we're all just tired. I'm just trying to hang out with my family a little bit.
Right, and it's Christmas. I don't know. Let them have time with their family. That's what I was saying. Like, everybody's so impatient.
Yeah, and I'll say one more thing with the 360 cam, because a lot of people are saying that they're like, they didn't even do a 24-hour live stream, which I think is so goofy because no one had even done live streams from Antarctica. We go down there and like make history in the sense that we're like live streaming a lot, and we pull off the internet in the middle of nowhere, away from the camp. And that was like, it's like the first year they've even had like shoddy Wi-Fi at their camp. And we're able to give you live updates and do live streams. And we actually even set up a live stream of the sun. The phone just crashed after like 12 hours. And now they've moved the goalpost that we should have gone down there and had like pristine, high quality 24-hour live stream. But we tried, it just didn't work. And then Jaron and I were like, okay, while we're here, everyone's complaining, so we got to try to do that. So I was going to put my extra phone on his little tracker mount. And then when we get back to the camp, and we have all these meetings in the morning, and we handle all that stuff. And then I was jumped on Owen Benjamin's show, and then we go back, and it's just super cloudy. And I'm like, dude, that's just going to be more of a conspiracy that, like, they can only do the 24-hour stream whenever it was super cloudy. And then, YouTube only lets you do like 12-hour streams.
Yeah.
Or if you run it continually, it drops it off and blah, blah, blah. And so I'm like, do we do 8 hours? No, that'll be a conspiracy. Do we do half on mine, half on yours? No, that'll be a conspiracy. And it was just super overcast, so we didn't get that out. And then last thing, the 25-hour footage, which I think is going to be the one that really makes everyone just shut up, because it's literally a 25-hour video. It's 1 terabyte. It can be uploaded to YouTube at 2x, So, because the maximum's like 12 hours, so it can be like 2x. It went right over the 24 hours to show that it just keeps continuing. But in the description, I'm still be a Google Drive, and you'll have like full access to the raw 1 terabyte, 25-hour video. And like I said, you could get on your phone or your computer or iPad, and you can just touch the screen or grab your mouse, and you can scroll around, you know, like those interactive 360 videos, and you can look in all directions, up and down, and you can see as many shadows as you freaking want to see. You know what I'm saying? You can see where the sun is, where's that camera, where's that angle, compare it all to your heart's content. 25 complete hours, and that was so big that that's an instant 360, and you have to open their files through the app. And it's so big that they're actually having to open make sure that it opens the file for us. So that they said like 24 to 48 hours. So that one, which is like this big one that I think we should get out faster than anything else, because it just really, I think, will shut people up. Should be coming pretty soon. And then there's another one that's like 3.5 days long. Same deal. It's just like an insanely big file. And then we have another one where it's solar filter the whole time. So it's something like 1,700 images of the sun with a solar filter.
Oh, wow.
For
That's
24
cool.
hours.
How cool. That'll be fun.
Yeah. So we got lots of stuff. And then I took a bunch of thermal imager readings, you know, so thermal distributions, and it captures all the data and stores it to the card. So I got that SD card. We got a bunch of pitch data from the plane. We got some luminosity readings from like a Lux reader. So yeah, and then we got long distance infrared shots.
Excellent.
Etc. So, yeah.
Right on. Well, that'll be fun to look at all that stuff coming up this next year. Decade of Flat Earth. It's 10 years now.
Yeah, that's a trip. And I have to say, I had called for quite a while now that towards the end of 2024, Flat Earth was going to have like its next big wave, and it was going to spill over into 2025 and be bigger than ever. And I mean, if someone hears me say that right now, they're probably like, yeah, I bet you did. But you can check it. And that's clearly what it looks like it's about to happen, yeah. So let's just, I think the closing thing I want to say, Karen, is like, the only thing out of all this that has been bad for Flat Earth is some of the Flat Earthers' reaction. Because when you start going crazy and saying it's all fake, what that looks like to the audience, to the outside person, is, oh, this really does destroy Flat Earth. Because this person's freaking out. And then it also gives them this perfect material to fit their stereotype or caricature of Flat Earthers that, like, we just outright deny reality and deny evidence. We just say everything's fake and gay no matter what it is if we don't like it. And we're like schizophrenic, paranoid, whatever. You know, that fits their stereotype, and it really does make it look like it destroys Flat Earth when you freak out that much and turn on like your own, when in reality it doesn't destroy Flat Earth. And we've already known that the sky is like impossible to fully grasp. And like they made the globe from the sky, so of course it matches. That's how they made it. And we physically measure the surface. There is no curvature. That's what proves the Earth is not a globe. So if the Flat Earthers are just like chill and positive and happy about the whole thing, then we're in a great position. The only thing that can make us look bad or can hurt us right now is Flat Earthers just eating their own and freaking out.
Yes, so. I agree 100%. 100%.
Cool. Well, thanks for letting me rant for so long on your show.
No, thanks for calling. I'm so glad you called. It's good to hear from you. Yeah, so enjoy Christmas, enjoy your family, and don't let the haters get you down.
Yeah, back at you. Yeah, of course. Yeah, we were built for it. It's all good. All right. I love you. We'll talk soon.
All right. Love you too. Take care.
All right. Later.
Witsit gets it. Can you believe what he was saying, that they weren't giving him the Wi-Fi? They were being shitty. And I can't believe, we were all wondering. I thought there was something funny about that. They were like, oh, well, now we get here and we find out we can bring as many bags as we want. And the other guys had tons of stuff. Like, clearly they were given an upper hand in this. Clearly. And that is completely bullshit. Bogus. Bootsy. Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Hey, Karen. Happy holidays.
Hey, happy holidays.
Yeah, I haven't talked to you in a while, but so I just have something I trust your opinion. So I've been trying to learn about the law, and Saab's son Ryan has the channel Burn the Corporate Fiction,
Mm-hmm.
and so he kind of he's got some good knowledge. Yeah, he just can't shut up about Jaron and Austin. He says that, and Bob Nodell. He says Bob Nodell was compromised. So, how do you keep listening to somebody when they go out in the weeds like that? What do you think?
I don't know. I don't listen to people like that. Life's too short. If I feel like somebody is spewing nonsense, I just stop paying attention and stop giving it energy.
So you wouldn't trust there, because that's just like, he seems like he knows what he's talking about, but yet, like, when you got to start banging on this, this drum about Jaron and Austin, it just come on, man, stay in your lane.
Yeah, well, and also when it comes to anything regarding the law, you wanna cross-check that with different sources and always do your own research. Don't trust anybody, because you could get yourself in a lot of trouble like that. So that's what I would say. I would say just make sure you check things with multiple sources.
Right, yeah, because everybody's got their own way to do stuff. So, yeah, good grief.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyways, that's all I just was wondering what you'd do about that situation. So I'll let you go and have a good holidays.
All right, thanks, you too.
Bye.
Bye. I'm sure he already knows, but make sure Austin takes a look at Marty Leeds' stream yesterday. Oh, I saw that. I haven't watched it yet. I need to go watch it myself, but I'll send him a link. It's good for us to have an ass representing them. Yeah, I think he's right about that. I just hate... That guy just, he's just so... He grates me, dude. I can't stand watching that guy talk. Oh, well, you're a liar. I just can't stand that guy. So, but you're right. It probably is good for them to have an ass representing them. It's like when Professor Dave debated Dave Weiss and he looked like a complete douchebag. Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B. Hello.
Hello, Karen.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, this is Carl at the Nation.
Hey, Carl.
You doing okay today?
Yes.
All right, awesome. Hey, yeah, we've been talking about the moon. Who can beat Witchett's call, man? That is awesome. I'm just saying. But anyway, let's get on the moon. Now, I know Cammie. She had that where she got the moon, the sun, and supposedly the second sun. If you go to time and date and look at the time and the date,
Mm-hmm.
that it came out. Actually, what she got there is the moon beside the sun. If you go look at it, that would be great.
Wait, what now? Where am I going?
Okay, go to her video where they supposedly got the second sun on her channel. I was looking at that, and then I went to time and date, and I was looking at it, and that was basically the same day that the moon was going to reveal itself, after the new moon when it shows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like the same day if you look at it. So it's actually the moon that they got in that picture, in that video. It's not the so-called second sun. So if you go and look at it, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Just a side note, Carl. I'll go look at that in a second. But Aaron, the astrologer, said to check the moon in July, and she's correct. The full moon is over Capricorn in July.
Right.
So that's interesting. So is it like half the year it's over Capricorn and half the year it's over Cancer? That's
I don't know. When the moon is full, it's really close. I mean, it comes right over my head pretty much, and then when it starts, going away, and then it gets into the path where the sun's at. It follows the sun. It'll go back to the sun, and then it hides for whatever, a couple days, because I think it's above it. And you can't see through the sun, of course. And like I said, the moon, it's weird. What I've been watching, and I film it a lot, all the time. And as it's going, and it's, like I'm pretty sure I was telling Zach and them that when it's over the water, it's lower to the ground. When it comes to the land, it rises. I don't know. It's like the Gaussian plate thing, okay? And it's stuck in between, and it just goes with the land and the water.
So you're saying you think when they see the second sun, it's the moon?
It's the moon. Yep. Go to her video.
Well, if that's true, then they should be able. If that's true, then they should be able to see that
right there?
All the time just by following the moon phases, or just by following the position of the moon.
Even when Crow he said that you can't get it all the time. Okay, even in what he was saying.
Yeah, I know.
Okay,
but if it is the moon, then you would be able to find it all the time just by following moon coordinates.
Well, but I don't think everybody's looking all the time. But on Stellarium, it shows it whenever the moon is right beside the sun. At all, according to their app.
Well, sometimes, but not all the time.
Well, I don't know. I've been watching it, but yeah, just look. Now you can look at the date, and then go to time and date, and that right there is what they got is the moon.
I can't see what date this is.
It's just like, I thought it was like April something.
April 1st, but I don't know if that's when the video was taken. That's when it was uploaded. I don't know if I check that date if it's going to be correct.
Okay.
I don't
Well, that's
know.
what I was going off by the date that it was released. And it shows, like I said, you go to it, and it's right there. Yeah, that is actually the moon. It's not a second sun, for sure. I don't think we have two suns. I've only ever seen one.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's why they're not using regular visible light spectrum to video this thing, so
right,
you wouldn't see it.
Right, but yeah, but I'm pretty sure that what they captured there on that video is actually the moon.
I don't know.
Well,
I cannot confirm or deny.
Right, I got you. But I was just making a point of it because it's just, like I said, the time and date said it was right there on the April 1st. So, I'm just saying.
Yeah, maybe.
So,
I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah,
but
something
we could
to check
rule it
into
out
for sure.
Well, they could rule it out since they have those telescopes, those H-alpha scopes. That they could check it out by trying to look for the moon in the moon coordinates through their scope.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to get one for my P900.
Mm-hmm.
A hydrogen alpha. I've been trying to see which one that I want, which one's going to be the best to get. Would you have any ideas on that?
I don't know. I would look at Chris Van Maitre's channel and look at what Crow's got because they're the ones who have that equipment. I don't, so. I
got you. Yeah, but I was looking them up. Some of them's really expensive.
Oh, they're very expensive. Yeah.
Yeah, $200 or $300. Some of the real high, and some of them's like $1,000. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I get invest on this. I'm like, I need to get one because this is what I want to focus on. I'm pretty sure, and if we can get that same effect every time on a new moon and see that supposedly that second sun, that's going to determine a lot of things for us.
Okay, Sue and Cammie in chat are saying that was during the solar return event that I had, and that was in late March. So the date that was recorded.
So, late March. So was it during that phase? I mean, late March, April 1st it's like because it was like 3 days, so it was like late March. What day was it exactly?
Solar return was like around March 20th, I thought. I can't remember the exact day, but I want to say it was like March 20 or 21, one of those.
Okay. Well, was it maybe Cammy can put it in the chat? Was they able to see the moon on that day that they was filming the sun?
I don't remember.
Yeah, see, that's what we need to check into. But I'm still gonna get a hydrogen alpha filter just to see if I can get that. I think that would be very interesting.
Well, that is interesting, but it could be ruled out. So yeah, something else to look for.
Yeah, just a lot of, like I said, but the optics in the sky doesn't determine the shape of the Earth.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Yeah,
I've been in construction over 40 years, and believe me, I use water to level everything. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
So, and it's all about water anyway, and nothing else. It supersedes everything.
Yeah.
You can never stick anything spinning. Level in its container. It's never higher in the middle than the shoreline, except for the waves.
Yeah.
That's for sure. And I cannot wait to see this data and stuff that Austin and Jaren's got, man. It's gonna be something else. Like I said, I haven't put any bad vibes out there. I've been waiting. I'm sitting in the background just waiting for it, But I've been watching a lot of the Periscope old reels on Antarctica too, and I've never. And the whole thing is, I've watched probably about 20 in the last week. Okay, and nobody ever talked about the sun being seen ever in the Antarctic. That's weird in their old videos. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's ever said there was a 24-hour sun here. That is weird. That's just weird. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. It is weird.
I think they would have mentioned it. You know what I'm saying? Well, we have a 24-hour sun here. Blah blah blah. I mean, and they was down there in December too. So I don't know. And so it's just weird.
It is.
A lot of things we got to look into. A lot of things we don't know. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm gonna let you go. Much love to the chat, everybody. I was just checking it out, and like I said, I'm gonna get that hydrogen filter. Keep it flat, everybody. FE Nation out.
All right, later, Carl. Take care.
All right, bye.
You know what? I really like how what's it called? Change TFE to the first expedition. I like that, the first expedition, because it really made me curious to see. Well, what about in Antarctica, south of Australia? Let's go get a video of the sun doing the 24-hour circle south of Australia. And also, while we're at it, let's go get video of the sun doing a 24-hour circle south of Africa. Let's go there. Let's go to south of Africa, Antarctica, the part of Antarctica that's south of Africa, and let's see it there. So, and then let's go to the middle. Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Hey, Karen. Yeah, I love what Whitsitt said about what they tried to call this, the final experiment, and his alternatives for that. I was thinking over the weekend about what the final experiment for me would be. And at first I was thinking, well, if I could have anything, wouldn't it be cool to have an actual airship and see if you bump against a firmament, trying to go across Antarctica. But even that's not the final experiment. That might be the final experiment just about Antarctica, but not about the flatness of the Earth.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I love the track that Whitsitt's on. And then I was thinking about all the different times that I've run across people's theories about theology, about the Bible, trying to disprove the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Even ones that are that are difficult to be dispassionate about, like people saying that Yahuwah is actually Satan.
Mm-hmm.
And what I do is I use it as an exercise to see how dispassionate I can be, and go and disprove things like that. And usually they're omitting a bunch of stuff that I'm able to find and disprove what they're saying. So it's the same kind of thing here. It should be a good exercise to weed out flat earthers who don't really care about the truth. To put it another way, I sometimes test myself and think, well, how would I react if we did get definitive proof that Earth is a globe and it's not flat? Am I willing to ever do that in the face of, I don't know, let's say some proof came out somehow that there really is curvature and there's some kind of optical thing going on as far as us seeing too far. I think it's a good test for people to do personally, to ask yourself honestly, would I be willing then to, admit, oh yeah, we were wrong, we didn't have that data. Do you see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think it's a healthy thing to do, but well, I also think about Bitcoiners. Hardcore Bitcoiners tend to say when something happens, the 4-year cycle, there's always a crash, and we lose a lot of people. They just say, well, we just lost the weak hands.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing here with what Whitsett just did down in Antarctica.
Right.
We should just be losing the weak hands. And that's okay. But instead they're hanging around and calling Whitsett a liar.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah,
Too bad terrible. Too bad they can't just sell it off and just go away, so that we're left with strong hands.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. What do you think this might say about the shape of Antarctica? Does anyone think that this says anything about the idea of Antarctica actually being a ring going all the way around the flat Earth?
I don't know.
I hadn't even thought of that until this morning, so I haven't thought any of that through. But that might be interesting to think about.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I know, if you still go far south enough, you run into the ice wall. So. Yeah, that would be another interesting, maybe like Whitsett said, next expedition to try and go from the opposite end of the plane and see if you run into an ice wall. But they won't let us do it, right? Right. Or like circumnavigating Antarctica with the ice wall in sight the whole time.
You go. Yes. That would be better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would love that.
That's also a highly, highly expensive thing to do. That would be way more than them taking the trip to Antarctica where they went to Union Glacier.
Yeah, but if we could have anything we wanted. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. That's how I develop personal apologetics when I run across people like Adam Green or whoever, even saying that Yahuwah is actually Satan. I just use it as practice for being dispassionate and developing my own apologetics, and I always end up way more knowledgeable and proving things to myself.
Yeah.
So this is a good thing. If you're listening with it, thank you so much for everything you did. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Okay. See you later.
All right. Take care.
You too. Bye.
Bye. Then all their followers will call them shills when they film the 24-hour sun too. If the skeptical flirfs want to prove Jaren and Whitsitt are lying about the 24-hour Antarctic sun, they should do a crowdfund and go to Exactly. They should go. These are mostly it's a bunch of keyboard warriors. Bunch of people who never got off their butt to do anything. Raised by Gypsy says, I read Admiral Byrd's books and I do not remember a mention of a 24-hour sun. I think Dennis, you guys remember Dennis, was telling me that he remembered reading accounts of the sun sort of just bobbing along the horizon line and never really going down from Antarctica. So I'm not sure where that was at. For shadow insight, go to what? Make a video to show the same thing. Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Hey, Karen, it's Run Boston Bear, JT.
Hey, JT, what's up?
What an exciting show. So many callers back to back. And honestly, you're bringing together quite a bit of the high energy, excited folks that are anticipating what we're going to find out with all the data. Not too many trolls except for your Google number fakery.
Right? That was funny, huh?
Yeah, and having Whitsitt call was epic too. The last caller that was asking about, what does he think about the shape of Antarctica? I still think that as a truther and as the people that we are that have investigated, we know that the average, elevation of Antarctica is higher than any other continent, any other landmass, and it is, I think, the shoreline of our enclosed realm. And as Joe Hanvey's model has been showing, I think when the sun is at its southernmost point, and you got the reflectivity of the superfluid layer above, and the firmament, and the ice, and the water, and all that's reflective, I just think it's kind of like a kaleidoscope type event where the sun we know that brings light and heat does its normal course. But this is just like a reflection, almost if you think about like a little bubble, like a little kid playing with bubbles, and you have the actual sun up in the sky, you're going to see an apparent sun on the bubble. And this is, I think, what Whitsitt and Jaren and them saw. And, we didn't know that this would be the case, but it's looking like it is. It's exciting.
It is exciting. It is exciting.
So I hope that made sense, because if it's true that when the sun is super south, you could be anywhere at that lat long all the way around the Antarctic Circle and supposedly see this. That's my guesstimation. And then I wanted to comment on the people hating on Whitsitt and Jaren. I mean, I know why people hate on Jaren. He's got, opinions about things, and some people just don't like the way that he speaks his mind. But Jaren is honest. He just tells you what's on his mind. He's not scared of what man thinks of him. He's not even scared of what the creator thinks of him, because he said some pretty bold things. But in my opinion, he may know that the creator's not going to smash him down with a hammer for having a thought about who he is or who he isn't. And I don't know Jaren as well as I know Whitsitt. I know that Whitsitt is honorable, truthful, transparent everywhere you hear him. And a lot of people don't have this knowledge, I guess, but you can find him in Clubhouse. You can find him on Ether Cosmology Discord, on Earth Awakenings Discord, Clubhouse. And so in the 2.5 years that I've known him, he stayed absolutely consistent, the same person everywhere all the time. And I've had the benefit of hearing him speak about the trip coming up, and while he was on his way there, and while he was there, and on his way home. Like, he was in Flat Earth Fridays for hours, and he was in Earth Awakenings for like 7 or 8 hours talking about all this stuff. And to me, I'm just saying, the consistency that he's shown, I just say he's an honorable, honest guy that's seeking truth like all of us. And the people that are flipping the script on him and saying he's a deceiver and he's a shill and he's a Jew or all this crazy stuff, they're just not very stable in their truth-seeking journey. they're unstable and they're flipping, maybe for view count, maybe they're opposition. But if everybody just stays calm, we're going to find out what it is, and I'll land the plane here. The truth is the truth, regardless of what that truth is, and that's what's exciting. I know the truth is out there, and part of this whole journey is seeking it. And so, yeah, I just got a lot of love for y'all. Thanks for letting me rant.
Yeah, thank you for calling. And for always being
Yep.
so cool and for supporting Witsit. You're a good guy. You're all right, RBB.
Thanks, Karen. And if anybody needs any help, like getting on Discord or figuring out what Clubhouse is or X, like the Flat Earth Friday or any of this stuff, if they're missing out and they want to spend a little bit more time in these live chat groups, you don't have to grab a mic. You don't have to speak. Just email me at runbostonbear@gmail.com. I can screen share. I can show you what this is or help you get it set up, because that's really where the rubber meets the road with all of this, is these people having live, honest discussions. Now, where you don't get very good learning opportunities is in the chat, like in the comment section on YouTube and the chat. That's just like keyboard warriors. Who knows who's who? But yeah, just reach out to me if you need any help. I'd be happy to help.
All right, awesome. That's very nice of you.
All right, peace.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. While Run Boston Bear was talking, I was listening, but I also went through and I took screenshots of the moon's position over... Let's see. Hold on. Let me do this in order if I can. I took screenshots of the moon's position over the tropics and the eclipse and the equator. Oh my gosh, 2 people are calling at the same time. Holy smokes. Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Hey, Karen, can you go to, are you on YouTube?
Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B. Hello. Hello? Can you hear me? Not really. Very quiet.
Is that any better?
Yes, now I hear you. Much better.
Okay, I had my AirPods in. How are you, Karen?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
After listening to this whole stream you've been doing, because I don't understand. I think people have gone a bit crazy. I don't understand why people would jump to think that someone's trying to deceive them. Like as far as like Austin or Darren, everything as transparent as possible.
You're kind of dropping in and out.
Am I okay? I'll try another time. I don't want to. I don't want to struggle it. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You have a good one.
Okay, you too.
Okay, see ya.
Well, maybe I should have... Wow, she started to sound okay, but then when she was trying to talk, it was dropping. Okay, let me look at this. Now, I'm going to mute tab. So if somebody calls, it's gonna ring out for a little bit, because I want to go through this now. Since I looked at this, because this is very fascinating to me. So here we go. I went through and I plugged in the dates of all the full moons, okay, into that app. And I took a screenshot of the position over the Earth. So here, this is the first one, January 13th, 2025. Okay, here's the moon over the Tropic of Cancer. Next one. This one. This is February. It's still over the tropic. It's kind of over the Tropic of Cancer, but it looks like it's starting to it's happening out. Like it's starting to move south. So I think I'm starting to get an idea of what the moon is doing. So here's March, and so now here it's over the equator. The full moon's over the equator, so it's not over the Tropic of Cancer, and it's not over the Tropic of Capricorn. It's over the equator. So here is April 12th, and here it's even further south. Now it's south of the equator. Okay. And then here's May, and now there's a full moon happening close to the Tropic of Capricorn. So now, so this is June. So here now, look at this. It's just south of the Tropic of Capricorn. So you should see a 24-hour full moon in Antarctica in June. You would have to go in June to see it, according to this data. So here is July. Again, it's just south of the Tropic of Capricorn, and it's July 10th. Okay, so now, and then here in August, it's starting to move back north again. It's north of the Tropic of Capricorn. And then, so that's very interesting. So now here is September, and now it's going back towards the equator, but still south. And then, yeah, that's fascinating. So the full moon does happen over both tropics, but in our summer, so in northern hemisphere summer, the full moon is happening further south. And in northern hemisphere summer, the full moon is happening more north. That's so interesting. What a very interesting place we live in. Is that not interesting? Boy, there's so many comments, I can't even read through them all. Thank you, Richard Thompson. Have a good day at work. Is DJ Curious here, or are you guys just talking about him? Where's our homie DJ? Is he here? No? Which it definitely gets it, that's for sure. New flat earther, I mean. Why can't some flat earth guys go to Antarctica? Wait, we don't. Wait, what? We don't like what they are saying. Get some other flat earth guys to go. Yeah, exactly. So the moon wobbles the same way as the sun. Yeah, the moon wobbles. It's called the moon libration, right? So you can find little animations of it. It's the libration. So it would make sense to me that that the sun would be having a similar wobble. So let's see. Let me find a video. Moon phase libration. Watch here. It moves out when the sun moves in, and then moves in when the sun moves out. Yeah, isn't it cool? Like, this place is so cool. It's like an ebb and a flow, right? I love it. The more I learn about this place, the more amazed I am. 10 years of Effie, hot sex, and throat punches. Oh my god. Busy day on the Coffee Talk show. Yeah, here, let me bring that window forward again. Is anybody trying to call? No? Okay. I just wanted to go through and look at those pictures. So the full moon does happen over both tropics. It happens between the tropics. It happens over the equator. All right. We got the moon figured out now. Right? No, not really. We get winter, Africa gets summer. Explain that. It's always opposite of the sun when full, yes. We live in a spirograph, kaleidoscope, prism, vortex, electric universe. It's pretty wild. I think it's cool. I think it's cool. And you know what? I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see Witsit on Candace Owens. That shit's gonna break the internet. It's gonna break the internet. Did you guys see when she had Bart Sobrell on her channel the other day? She interviewed Bart Sobrell, and there were 16,000 people in her chat spiraling about, you guys are idiots, the moon landing's real, blah, blah, blah. Dude, there were so many people in her chat just losing their minds over it. So that, and then when Witsit goes on there, oh, forget it. Forget it. People are going to lose their freaking minds. It's going to be hilarious. Greetings from Ireland. Hey! Reminds me of Zulu every time. Yeah, man. That's how we get a supermoon, when it's a full moon on its furthest north tract in the north. Right. So it's interesting. The moon goes slightly inside and outside of the tropics, ever so slightly. The sun doesn't do that. So it's fascinating. It's fascinating. All right, it's 1 p.m. I think it might be time to wrap it up. Top of the Mernin, yeah. I was gonna say that, but they're ahead, so I don't think it's morning time anymore. It's probably closer to evening. See what Dave and Paige shot. Oh yeah, okay. What? Where did I thought I opened that. Yes, here we go. What's the timestamp? 1:13:09. Okay, let me see if I can find it.
So here is, that's the table. That one, simply very easily explainable. All right, shrinking shadow. Here we go. So here's Paige. Here's her shadow, nice and long, right? And now she walks over here. Out 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 steps. Not even steps away. 8 steps diagonally away.
Yeah, you know what else? I saw this too. This video right here explains it perfectly. Did I upload it into my little coffee talk chat? Let me upload it. This explains it perfectly. You don't even need any words. Watch. Boom. It's like a drone video where it starts up, you know, at the above, all the shadows are the same length, and then as it starts going down towards the earth, the perspective changes, and oh my goodness, look at the shadows now. Now they look different. Aww. Wah wah. So yeah, it's pretty silly, the excuses that people are making, trying to debunk them being in Antarctica. Exactly. Everybody should chill. All right, you guys, I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna get on with my day and, you know, go see what I'm gonna make for dinner and check on my children, and I will see you all Saturday for anti-religious scripture study, because I think Jack and I decided we are going to do a stream this Saturday, the 28th. So we'll see you then if you're into that sort of thing. And if not, I'll be back again next Monday for another fine episode of Coffee Talk here on Flat Earth. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day and a wonderful week. And yeah, that's it. Don't let the haters bring you down. All right, peace. And for those who wish to send me stuff through snail mail, you can send it to P.O. Box 10, Earl, North Carolina, 28038. There are also links below for Flat Earth merch, and you can send me donations. And I do appreciate all the support. Sincerely, thank you very much. Also, please go to flatearthfestivals.com for all information about upcoming Flattoberfests and Flat Earth-friendly local meetups. If you are organizing a local Flat Earth meetup, email me at flatearthfestivals@protonmail.com with your meetup information to have it listed on the website for free. For everything else, you can email me at karenbfe@protonmail.com. Thank you for